Welcome to Quiet Lives. Before we drift into tonight's journey, if you find sanctuary here, please consider subscribing to join our community of rest. I would love to know which corner of the world you are finding peace in tonight, and what hour it is where you are. Feel free to share your story in the comments below. Now let's begin. The cool air, thin and crisp, brushes against your cheek as you stand within the open archway of your private viewing chamber. This space, carved with precision from the very heart of the mountain, offers an unmatched vantage point. You are here at the cusp of dawn, just as the first hesitant light begins to touch the highest, most revered peaks of the Vilcabamba Range. You watch as the deep indigo of the pre-dawn sky slowly softens, bleeding into a pale violet just above the distant, jagged horizon. The sacred mountains, which moments ago were mere silhouettes, now begin to reveal their ancient, weathered faces. A faint, almost imperceptible warmth starts to spread across their uppermost slopes, painting the granite in a soft, ethereal gold. It is a slow, deliberate unveiling, a ritual you have witnessed countless times, yet it always holds a quiet, profound power. Your fingers, cool from the morning air, trace the smooth, polished edge of the stone balustrade before you. This particular stone, a dark, finely veined basalt, holds the slight chill of the night, a gentle contrast to the growing warmth you sense in the air. You feel the subtle, almost imperceptible vibrations of the mountain itself beneath your bare feet, a connection to the very earth you stand upon. The woven alpaca tunic you wear, soft and thick against your skin, offers a comforting weight, a quiet luxury against the subtle coolness of the chamber. A soft, almost liquid sound reaches you from further within your private residence. The gentle rustle of a heavy textile being drawn back, perhaps a servant preparing the morning's infusions. You do not turn. Your gaze remains fixed on the unfolding spectacle outside, observing the way the light deepens, slowly chasing away the last vestiges of shadow from the valleys below. The air carries the faint, clean scent of damp earth and distant blooming orchids, a fragrance unique to these high altitudes at this precise moment of day. You notice how a single, slender cloud, previously indistinct, now glows with an inner light, drifting lazily above a peak known as Huayna Picchu. The world around you is awakening, not with a sudden burst, but with a slow, deliberate sigh. You breathe deeply, feeling the cool, clean air expand in your lungs, a gentle reminder of your place within this vast, ancient landscape. The light continues its patient work, illuminating more of the sprawling terraces below your chamber, revealing the meticulous craftsmanship of generations past. You can almost feel the sun's first direct touch on your skin, a promise of the day's unfolding warmth. The silence of the high peaks is profound, broken only by the distant, soft chirping of a solitary bird, a tiny counterpoint to the monumental scale of the mountains. You remain still, an observer in this most privileged of spaces, allowing the quiet grandeur to settle around you, a soft cloak of peace. The growing warmth of the morning sun now spills generously into your antechamber, drawing you away from the cool, open expanse of the viewing platform. You step onto the polished stone floor of this inner sanctum, feeling the subtle shift from the mountain's chill to the gentle, enveloping heat that has gathered here. The antechamber, carved with the same exquisite precision as the viewing chamber, feels like a sun trap, a private space designed to capture the rising light. You move towards a low, wide bench crafted from dark, smooth wood, cushioned generously with textiles woven from the finest alpaca wool, dyed in deep earth tones. As you settle onto the soft, yielding surface, You feel the plush fibers give way beneath your weight, cradling you in a quiet embrace. The sunlight, now a brilliant golden hue, bathes the opposite wall, illuminating the subtle variations in the stone, highlighting ancient patterns, and the meticulous fitting of each block. It creates a tranquil glow that permeates the entire space, chasing away any lingering coolness from the night. Almost imperceptibly, a quiet presence approaches. A young attendant, moving with practiced grace, places a small, finely crafted ceramic cup before you on a low, polished obsidian table. The cup is smooth to the touch, its unglazed exterior warm, almost radiating a gentle heat. From its rim, a thin wisp of steam rises, carrying the faint, earthy, and slightly herbaceous aroma of a fresh coca leaf infusion. The scent is subtle, grounding, a quiet invitation to the moment. You watch the steam curl and dissipate into the sun-drenched air, a fleeting, beautiful dance. Slowly, you reach out, your fingers closing around the warm, delicate curve of the ceramic. The heat transfers, a soothing sensation against your skin, a welcome contrast to the cool air still present in the deeper recesses of the mountain residence. You lift the cup, bringing it gently towards your lips. The rim is cool where it meets your skin, a delicate edge. You take a slow, deliberate sip. The infusion is warm, not hot, and its taste is mild, subtly green, with an underlying earthiness that hints at the mountain itself. It spreads a gentle warmth through your mouth, down your throat, and into your chest, a quiet comfort that settles deep within. You pause, holding the cup, allowing the warmth to linger, feeling the subtle energy awaken within you. Your gaze drifts across the antechamber, noting the play of light on a small, intricately carved wooden effigy of a condor perched on a nearby shelf. The shadows it casts are long and soft, extending across the stone, constantly shifting as the sun climbs higher. The only sound is the almost imperceptible hum of the morning, and the very soft, rhythmic breathing of your own body. The world outside, with its grand peaks and silent valleys, feels perfectly balanced with the intimate tranquility of your sun-warmed chamber. You take another slow, deliberate sip, feeling the quiet strength of the infusion, a gentle companion to the dawning day. The light continues its slow, deliberate march across the polished surfaces, inviting you to simply be. The gentle warmth of the sun-drenched antechamber slowly gives way as you step into the cooler, hushed air of your private scriptorium, a space carved with purpose into the mountain's heart. Here, the morning light, now softened and diffused through a high, narrow opening, falls in a tranquil beam upon your dedicated work table. You approach the sturdy table, crafted from dark, aged chonta wood, its broad surface bearing the subtle sheen of countless polishings, a testament to its enduring use. As you draw a low, meticulously carved stool closer, the thick, woven alpaca cushion, dyed in a deep, calming ochre, yields softly beneath your weight, providing a solid yet comfortable perch. With unhurried, deliberate movements, you carefully unroll a scroll of prepared vellum onto the smooth wood. Its surface, a pale, almost creamy white, feels remarkably supple and cool beneath your fingertips, possessing a faint, velvety texture, a testament to the specialized skill involved in its preparation. The subtle, clean scent of cured hide mingled with the dry, ancient aroma of the scriptorium's rough-hewn stone walls, and the faint, sweet note of dried herbs used for preservation, gently permeates the air around you. You flatten the edges with the palm of your hand, noticing the slight, soft crackle of the material as it settles into place, absorbing the ambient light. Your fingers, accustomed to their task, find the familiar, cool weight of a polished bone stylus lying beside a small, finely turned ceramic dish. The stylus itself is a work of art, its shaft smooth and dense, its tip honed to an exquisite, precise point. Within the ceramic dish, a pool of deep indigo ink, carefully prepared from rare plant extracts and finely ground minerals, shimmers with a quiet intensity. You observe the richness of its hue, a reflection of the deep night sky you so often contemplate, waiting to bring the celestial patterns into tangible form. The air holds a profound stillness, allowing you to focus completely on the delicate tools before you. You lean closer to the vellum, your gaze falling upon a section where the faint, almost ghostly outlines of the constellation Lama Cabil are already etched, awaiting completion. With a soft, almost imperceptible whisper of bone against ceramic, you dip the stylus into the ink, watching as the liquid clings perfectly to its tip. Then, with a steady, practiced hand, you begin to trace the existing lines, following the graceful path of the celestial llama. The stylus glides smoothly across the vellum, a faint, rhythmic scratching sound accompanying each precise movement. You feel the subtle, firm resistance of the material, yielding just enough as the deep indigo ink flows, deepening the ancient patterns, bringing them forth with renewed clarity. The air in the scriptorium is profoundly still, a quiet sanctuary where only the soft, deliberate sound of your stylus resonates, a gentle counterpoint to the distant, almost imagined, rustle of leaves beyond the mountain walls. You notice the way the light, now a brighter gold, catches the newly darkened lines, giving them a subtle, almost wet sheen against the matte vellum. Each point, each curve, is a direct echo of the celestial expanse you observe from your viewing chamber, a meticulous translation of the heavens onto earth. You pause, lifting the stylus from the vellum, allowing your eyes to rest on the intricate network of stars, the delicate balance of the cosmos held within the confines of this single, precious piece. You feel a quiet satisfaction in the careful work, a deep connection to the ancient wisdom it represents. The quiet rhythm of your work continues, a steady, calm engagement with the profound patterns of the night sky. The scriptorium holds you in its ancient, protective embrace, a sanctuary where time seems to slow, where the silent, unfolding language of the stars settles gently into your awareness. Leaving the quiet, focused stillness of the scriptorium, you step from the cool, carved stone corridor into the bright, open expanse of your private terraced gardens. The morning sun, now higher in the sky, bathes the meticulously maintained stone steps in a warm, inviting glow. You ascend a short, wide flight of these perfectly fitted steps, feeling the familiar, smooth texture of the gray granite beneath your bare feet, a comforting coolness giving way to a gentle warmth from the sun. The air immediately feels lighter, fresher, carrying the distinct, clean scent of damp earth and verdant growth after the enclosed atmosphere of your study. As you reach the upper terrace, a soft, persistent mountain breeze greets you, a gentle caress against your exposed skin. It whispers past your face, cool and invigorating, carrying with it the faint, sweet fragrance of blooming native flowers and the subtle, earthy aroma of the rich soil. Close your eyes for a moment, letting the unseen current of air wash over you, feeling its delicate touch across your eyelids, tracing the line of your brow and stirring the fine strands of hair at your temples. It is a sensation of pure, unadulterated freshness, a cleansing breath from the vast, open world beyond the city walls. You open your eyes, taking in the panoramic view that unfolds before you. Below, the terraced gardens cascade down the mountainside, a verdant tapestry of carefully cultivated plants and vibrant flowers, arranged with an artful precision that is both functional and beautiful. You notice the deep greens of the maize stalks, still young and tender, swaying almost imperceptibly with the breeze, their broad leaves rustling with a soft, papery sound that is barely audible. Further down, the bright, almost jewel-like hues of various orchids and other medicinal plants create pockets of intense color, each bloom meticulously tended. A quiet, rhythmic sound reaches you from a lower terrace, the gentle, almost musical trickle of water flowing through one of the intricate irrigation channels. It is a constant, soothing presence, a testament to the ingenuity that brings life to this high-altitude sanctuary. You walk slowly along the edge of the terrace, your hand lightly grazing the smooth, cool surface of a low stone wall, feeling the fine, almost imperceptible grit of the granite beneath your fingertips. The sun warms your back, a solid, comforting weight, while the breeze continues its soft dance around you, creating a delightful contrast. You pause beside a particularly vibrant patch of purple salvia, its delicate petals vibrating slightly in the breeze. You lean in, inhaling its subtle, peppery scent, a sharp, clean note amidst the general sweetness of the garden. A tiny, iridescent hummingbird hovers nearby, its wings a blur, creating a faint, almost silent hum before darting away, a fleeting glimpse of life. The vastness of the distant peaks, now fully illuminated by the morning sun, forms a majestic backdrop, their ancient forms a silent, powerful presence. You settle onto a large, flat stone slab, perfectly placed to absorb the sun's warmth, allowing the cool breeze to continue its gentle work, a soft, consistent comfort. The lingering coolness of the terraced gardens gives way to the contained, steady temperature of your dedicated observatory workroom, a circular chamber carved deep into the mountain. As you step inside, the morning light, filtered and softened by a high, narrow aperture, casts long, gentle shadows across the smooth, dark stone floor. You move towards a central, waist-high pedestal, meticulously carved from a single block of polished red granite, where your celestial instruments are carefully stored. The air here carries a faint, dry scent of stone, and the subtle metallic tang of finely worked copper. With a practiced, deliberate motion, you reach for the protective casing of your primary observation instrument. It is a cylinder of aged chanta wood, bound with slender bands of hammered silver, cool and smooth beneath your touch. The wood feels dense, substantial, a testament to the skilled hands that crafted it. A soft, almost whispered click echoes in the quiet room as you release the latch, revealing the carefully cushioned interior. Inside, nestled on a bed of fine alpaca fleece, rests the polished obsidian lens, its surface a profound, inky black, reflecting the dim light of the chamber like a silent pool. You carefully lift the lens, feeling its surprising weight and the cool, perfectly smooth curve against your palm. The obsidian, painstakingly shaped and polished over many seasons, possesses an almost liquid quality, absorbing all light, yet promising to reveal the distant stars with unparalleled clarity. You carry it to a small, low work table, also of polished chanta, positioned beneath the softest beam of light from the aperture. The table's surface feels cool and slightly textured under your fingertips as you gently set the precious lens down. From a small, intricately carved wooden box, you withdraw a square of soft, undyed cotton cloth, woven with a remarkably tight, fine weave. It feels impossibly delicate, almost like spun air, yet strong enough for its purpose. The cloth carries a faint, clean scent of pure mountain water and sun-dried air. You smooth it once, twice, across your palm, feeling its exquisite softness. Then, with a slow, circular motion, you begin to gently wipe the surface of the obsidian. The cloth glides over the polished stone, creating a faint, almost inaudible whisper, a sound of careful attention. You watch as any microscopic dust particles, invisible moments before, are meticulously lifted away. The obsidian, already lustrous, gains an even deeper, more profound sheen under your ministrations, becoming a perfect, unblemished mirror. You turn the lens slightly, allowing the filtered light to play across its surface, searching for any imperfection. Each slow, deliberate pass of the cloth is an act of preparation, a silent ritual connecting you to the vastness of the cosmos you will soon observe. The polished surface now reflects a softened, elongated image of the ceiling, a perfect, distortion-free view. A sense of quiet readiness settles in the room, a calm anticipation for the night's unveiling. The cool, dry air of the observatory workroom recedes as you step into the humid warmth of your private bathhouse, a sanctuary carved with gentle curves into the stone. A soft, earthy scent of damp, ancient stone immediately envelops you, mingled with the distinct resinous aroma of cedarwood, rich and inviting. The morning light, now a diffused, pearlescent glow, filters through a high, narrow opening, creating shimmering reflections on the surface of the large, central bathing basin. You hear the faint, continuous murmur of water, a subtle, calming presence that fills the space. You approach the basin, a large, rectangular pool crafted from a single, smoothly polished slab of dark river stone. Its edges are wide and inviting, worn to a gentle sheen by countless seasons of use. As you reach out, your fingertips just brush the surface of the water, testing its temperature. It is perfectly warm, a comforting heat that promises to melt away any lingering tension, a stark but welcome contrast to the mountain's crisp morning air. The water feels incredibly soft, almost silken, against your skin. You notice the delicate steam rising, a barely visible veil that dances above the surface, carrying the subtle, herbaceous scent of mountain plants infused into the bath. With unhurried grace, you step into the shallow end of the basin, feeling the smooth, cool stone beneath your feet before the warm water rises to meet your ankles, then your calves. The sensation is one of profound release, a gentle embrace. You move deeper, allowing the water to rise around your body, settling onto a submerged ledge of polished stone. The water now laps gently at your shoulders, its warmth seeping into every muscle, a quiet, pervasive comfort. The cedar scent seems to deepen, surrounding you in a protective, calming cloud. You lean back against the smooth, cool stone of the basin's edge, feeling its solid support beneath your neck and shoulders. The gentle lapping of the water against the stone walls becomes a soft, rhythmic whisper, a natural lullaby. You trace a slow, deliberate pattern on the water's surface with your fingertips, watching the ripples expand outward, catching and distorting the soft, diffused light. The water feels incredibly soft, almost liquid silk, sliding over your skin with each subtle movement. The sounds from outside the bathhouse are completely muffled, creating a perfect cocoon of tranquility. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the warmth permeate your being, feeling the subtle buoyancy of the water supporting your body. The cedar aroma fills your senses, grounding you, inviting a deeper sense of peace. When you open your eyes, the soft light reflecting off the water dances gently on the arched ceiling above, creating a serene, shifting pattern that holds your gaze. The rhythmic sound of the water continues, a constant, soothing presence, a gentle invitation to simply rest within this ancient, luxurious warmth. The lingering warmth and humidity of the private bathhouse gently recede as you step into the cool, still air of your personal shrine, a chamber of profound quiet carved with reverence into the living rock. Here, the morning light, now softened to a pale, ethereal silver, filters through a high, narrow opening, casting long, gentle shadows that dance across the meticulously polished stone floor. A delicate, resinous scent, a blend of dried herbs and a faint whisper of copal incense, subtly perfumes the air, grounding you in this sacred space. You approach the central offering stone, a low, smoothly carved block of dark volcanic rock, its surface cool and unyielding beneath your outstretched palm. The stone feels ancient, a silent witness to countless dawns. Arranged upon it with precise care, by unseen hands, are small, woven baskets crafted from fine reeds. One holds a cluster of freshly gathered coca leaves, their surfaces a deep, vibrant green, faintly moist to the touch. Another contains a scattering of polished maize kernels, each one a perfect golden yellow orb, smooth and cool. A third holds a tiny, intricately carved bird figurine, made of polished serpentine, its cool, dense weight fitting perfectly in the hollow of your hand. With a slow, deliberate motion, you select a single coca leaf, its edges soft and slightly yielding between your thumb and forefinger. You bring it close, inhaling its subtle, earthy aroma, a scent of the mountain itself. Then, with quiet respect, you place it carefully onto the offering stone, beside the serpentine bird. The leaf settles with a barely audible rustle, a soft, papery whisper in the profound stillness of the chamber. The light catches the faint sheen on its surface, highlighting the delicate veins. You pause, allowing your gaze to drift over the simple, elegant arrangement. The offerings, though modest in size, carry immense significance, each chosen for its connection to the earth, the sky, and the cycles of life. The silence in the shrine is absolute, broken only by the almost imperceptible sound of your own quiet breathing. You feel the cool air on your skin, a gentle contrast to the warmth that still radiates from your recent bath, a sense of balance. Your fingers then move to a small, finely crafted ceramic vessel filled with purified mountain water. The vessel is cool and smooth, its rim worn soft from generations of use. You lift it, feeling its delicate weight, and with a gentle tilt, pour a thin, continuous stream onto the offering stone, allowing it to trace a path around the collected items. The water makes a soft, almost hushed, trickling sound as it flows, soaking into the porous stone, leaving behind a darker, glistening trail. The faint scent of damp earth rises, mingling with the incense, creating a unique, tranquil perfume. You watch as the water slowly dissipates, absorbed by the ancient stone, a quiet offering of sustenance and purity. The light continues its gentle illumination, highlighting the subtle sheen on the moistened stone, lending a deeper luster to the green leaves and golden kernels. The air in the shrine feels heavy with a peaceful, timeless energy, a perfect stillness that invites quiet contemplation. You remain, an observer of the subtle dance of light and shadow, allowing the calm to settle deeply within you. The quiet solemnity of your personal shrine gently recedes as you emerge into the more expansive, sun-warmed air of the upper city, the light now brighter and more direct than in the sheltered chambers. You walk along a wide, meticulously laid stone path, the individual blocks fitted with such precision that the surface feels almost seamless beneath your bare feet. The granite, warmed by the rising sun, radiates a gentle, comforting heat, a pleasant contrast to the cooler stone you've just left. The mountain breeze, though present, is softer here, a mere whisper carrying the clean, dry scent of high-altitude air and distant, sun-baked earth. You ascend a final, broad flight of steps, each one perfectly level, leading you to a secluded vantage point overlooking the sacred Intihuatana. This elevated platform, reserved for those of your station, offers an unobstructed and deeply personal view of the sun's ancient clock. It stands as a silent sentinel, its precisely carved angles and flat surfaces gleaming under the direct morning sun. The main gnomon, a tall, upright pillar of solid granite, casts a dark, crisp shadow onto the surrounding platform, a profound, tangible connection between the earth and the heavens. You settle onto a low, smooth stone bench, specifically placed for this purpose, feeling the residual coolness of the morning within its dense mass. The bench, carved from the same durable granite, has been smoothed by centuries of touch, its surface almost silken. Your gaze locks onto the edge of the shadow cast by the gnomon, a perfectly defined line moving with imperceptible slowness across the polished stone surface. Each passing moment brings a minute, almost imperceptible shift, a testament to the sun's relentless, unhurried journey across the celestial dome. You watch the subtle interplay of light and dark, the way the sun's golden rays illuminate the rougher textures of the platform, while the shadow creates a zone of cool, deep gray. The air around you is still, save for the very faint, distant hum of the city beginning its day, a sound so muted it is almost a feeling rather than an auditory sensation. You breathe deeply, feeling the clean mountain air expand in your lungs, a sense of profound calm settling over you. The sun, now fully risen, casts a brilliant, clear light, highlighting every detail of the intricately carved stone. You notice the tiny, almost invisible flecks of mica embedded in the granite, catching the light like miniature stars, sparkling faintly within the ancient rock. Your fingers trace the smooth, cool surface of the bench beside you, feeling the fine grain of the stone. The slow, deliberate march of the shadow across the Intihuatana is a constant, quiet rhythm, a natural pulse that anchors you to the timeless cycles of the cosmos. It is a moment of pure observation, a quiet communion with the celestial mechanics you dedicate your life to understanding. The sun's path, precisely measured and predictable, brings a deep sense of order and peace, a gentle, unwavering truth in the heart of the mountain city. The crisp mountain air, once bright with morning sun at the Intihuatana, now carries the distinct chill of the approaching evening as you step into your private dressing chamber. The light here, softened to a warm, amber glow, filters through a narrow, high window, casting long, gentle shadows across the polished basalt floor. The chamber feels hushed, a quiet transition space between the active day and the contemplative night. The smooth, cool stone of the floor beneath your bare feet offers a grounding sensation, a familiar comfort, a subtle echo of the ancient stone you walked across this morning. You notice the way the fading daylight catches the subtle imperfections in the stone walls, creating a delicate play of light and shadow that shifts with each passing moment, slowly deepening into dusk. Your gaze settles on the low, wide Shanta wood chest positioned against one wall, its dark, polished surface gleaming softly in the dimming light. Upon its lid, carefully folded and awaiting your touch, lie your ceremonial alpaca robes. Their deep indigo hue, intricately woven with fine silver threads that seem to capture what little light remains, suggests the very night sky you are preparing to observe. The craftsmanship is exquisite, a silent testament to generations of skill. You reach out, your fingers making contact with the rich, dense fabric. The alpaca wool, spun and woven by the most skilled artisans, feels incredibly soft and impossibly fine, a luxurious caress against your skin even before it is donned. There is a surprising weight to the garment, a comforting density that promises profound warmth against the inevitable chill of the high mountain night. You lift the topmost robe, feeling the cool air briefly rush into the space it occupied, followed by the immediate, gentle warmth of the fabric in your hands. A faint, clean scent of lanolin and sun-dried mountain air rises from the fibers, subtle and natural, a grounding aroma. With a slow, unhurried motion, you begin to slip the first robe over your head. The soft, thick wool glides effortlessly down your arms, settling smoothly over your shoulders and body. You feel the immediate embrace of its warmth, a pleasant contrast to the cooler air of the chamber. The fabric drapes with a natural elegance, its generous cut allowing for complete freedom of movement while providing deep comfort. You draw the wide sleeves into place, feeling the soft wool brush lightly against your forearms, a comforting presence that hints at the protection it offers against the elements. You arrange the folds, allowing the intricate patterns woven into the fabric to fall naturally. The silver threads, catching the last of the amber light, seem to shimmer with a quiet internal luminescence, like distant stars already visible in the deepening sky. You fasten the delicate carved bone clasp at your throat, feeling its smooth, cool surface momentarily press against your skin before the soft wool settles around it. The robe feels like a second skin, a protective cocoon preparing you for the solemn work ahead. The quiet rustle of the fabric as you make these small adjustments is the only sound, a gentle whisper in the still air. You pause, allowing the weight and warmth of the garment to settle fully around you, a sense of quiet readiness. The deep indigo of the alpaca seems to absorb the remaining light, deepening the sense of calm. The chamber now feels perfectly still, wrapped in the subtle warmth of the robes and the fading glow of the evening light. You stand, a quiet figure poised between the day's observations and the night's unfolding mysteries, ready for the celestial dance. A profound sense of peace settles with the coming darkness, a quiet anticipation of the stars. The deep indigo of your newly donned alpaca robes, a comforting weight around you, now feels perfectly suited to the deepening twilight outside as you step into your main private chamber. The air here, held by the thick stone walls, is cool, but softened by the radiating warmth from the central hearth, a precisely cut alcove in the wall where a gentle fire glows. The flickering light, a soft, dancing amber, casts long, shifting shadows across the meticulously laid stone floor, transforming the familiar space into something more intimate and hushed. You move towards the hearth, drawn by its inviting warmth, feeling the subtle shift in temperature against your skin as you approach. The scent of burning chanta wood, dry and subtly sweet, mingles with the faint, earthy aroma of the stone, creating a grounding perfume that fills the chamber. You settle onto a low, wide bench carved from dark wood, cushioned generously with several layers of exceptionally fine alpaca wool textiles, dyed in rich, deep hues of ochre and crimson. The soft fibers yield slowly beneath you, cradling your form in a quiet, luxurious embrace, absorbing any lingering coolness from the outside air. Almost imperceptibly, a quiet presence approaches from the deeper recesses of the chamber. A silent attendant, moving with practiced grace, places a small, finely crafted ceramic cup on the low, polished obsidian table beside you. The cup's surface is unglazed, a matte, earthy brown, yet smooth and warm to the touch, promising the comforting temperature of its contents. A delicate wisp of steam rises from the rim, carrying a rich, complex aroma, the sweet, fermented scent of maize, subtly spiced with cinnamon bark and a hint of something floral, perhaps an orchid petal. The scent is deep, inviting, and settles gently in the air around you. You reach out, your fingers closing around the warm, substantial curve of the ceramic. The heat transfers, a soothing sensation against your palm, a welcome counterpoint to the cool mountain air that still whispers beyond the thick walls. You lift the cup slowly, bringing it to your lips. The rim, cool and smooth, meets your skin. You take a deliberate, unhurried sip. The spiced maize beer is warm, not hot, with a smooth, slightly thick texture. Its taste is complex. A gentle sweetness from the maize, followed by the subtle, warming spice of cinnamon, and a faint, almost imperceptible floral note that lingers on your tongue. It spreads a profound, comforting warmth through your mouth, down your throat, and into your chest. A quiet luxury that settles deep within. You pause, holding the cup, allowing the gentle warmth of the liquid to permeate your being. Your gaze drifts to the flames within the hearth, watching their silent, hypnotic dance. Each small curl of fire, each glowing ember, casts an intricate, shifting pattern of light and shadow on the rough-hewn stone of the alcove. A soft, almost imperceptible crackle from the burning wood is the only sound, a rhythmic, calming presence in the otherwise profound stillness of the chamber. The deep indigo of your robes seems to absorb the firelight, creating an even softer, more embracing warmth. The spiced maize beer, a quiet comfort, warms you from the inside, while the alpaca wool protects you from the evening's subtle chill, preparing you for the long, silent vigil with the stars. You feel a deep, pervasive sense of peace, a quiet readiness for the night's unfolding mysteries, allowing the soft glow and gentle warmth to lull you into quiet anticipation. The comforting warmth of your chamber's hearth slowly recedes as you step into the cooler, subtly humid air of your private botanical alcove. Here, the evening light, now a soft, diffused glow from a single oil lamp, highlights the rows of meticulously carved stone shelves that line the walls, each niche holding carefully dried herbs and flowers. The air immediately feels richer, thick with a complex, earthy perfume, a blend of preserved mountain flora, subtle and grounding, a quiet invitation to stillness. You approach a section of shelves dedicated to night-blooming herbs, their forms now brittle and delicate in their dried state. These plants, gathered from the terraced gardens you walked through earlier, hold the concentrated essence of their life. Your fingers, moving with careful precision, reach for a small, finely woven basket containing bundles of dried *muña* leaves. The basket, crafted from slender reeds, feels surprisingly light yet sturdy, its intricate weave smooth under your touch. As you gently lift a bundle, the leaves are papery, their edges slightly curled, and a faint, almost brittle rustle whispers in the quiet space. The sharp, clean scent of mint, distinct and invigorating, awakens as the leaves are disturbed, a refreshing counterpoint to the deeper floral notes already present. You carry the bundle to a small, polished, ceramic vase, its surface smooth and cool against your palm. The vase, a deep, rich terracotta, catches the lamp's light with a soft, muted sheen, reflecting the gentle glow. With slow, deliberate movements, you begin to arrange the dried muña branches, feeling the delicate stems give way slightly as you position them within the narrow opening. Each placement is precise, a quiet meditation on form and balance, a careful recreation of their natural elegance. The subtle friction of stem against ceramic makes a faint, almost imperceptible sound, a soft scrape that quickly fades. Next, you select a few dried orchid blossoms from a nearby alabaster bowl. Their muted purple and cream hues, though softened by drying, still hint at their former vibrancy. The petals are surprisingly firm, yet delicate, with a faint, almost imperceptible crinkle as you handle them, a whisper of their past life. These you intersperse among the muña, creating a subtle contrast in texture and form, a gentle layering of natural beauty. The air around your hands holds a faint, sweet, almost dusty floral scent, a memory of the flower's peak bloom. You step back, allowing your gaze to rest on the completed arrangement, a small, quiet tableau of preserved beauty. The subtle glow of the oil lamp illuminates the delicate forms, casting soft, elongated shadows on the stone shelf behind, constantly shifting with the imperceptible sway of the lamp's flame. The quiet stillness of the alcove deepens, filled only with the gentle, mingling perfumes of the dried botanicals, a fragrant cocoon. The air feels calm, infused with the quiet magic of preserved nature, a peaceful preparation for the long, starry night. You breathe in the intricate scents, feeling a deep, quiet connection to the cycles of growth and preservation. The subtle light continues to dance, inviting a profound sense of rest and contemplation. The subtle, earthy perfumes of the botanical alcove gently recede as you step into the open air of your private loggia, a grand elongated space carved into the cliff face. Here, the evening light has deepened, transforming the sky into a rich, velvety blue, still holding a hint of the sun's departure. The air, cool and crisp, immediately brushes against your face, a refreshing contrast to the contained warmth of the alcove, and carries with it the vast, clean scent of the high mountains. You move towards the edge of the loggia, approaching a low balustrade of perfectly fitted, smooth gray granite. Your hands, still carrying the faint, clean scent of dried herbs, rest lightly on the cool, polished stone. The surface feels incredibly smooth, almost slick, a testament to the countless hands that have maintained it over the centuries. Below, the mountain drops away sharply, revealing the deep, winding chasm where the Urubamba River carves its ancient path. From this elevated vantage point, a profound, continuous murmur rises from the depths of the valley. It is the distant, ceaseless voice of the Urubamba, a soft, powerful rush of water against stone, a sound that has echoed through these mountains for an eternity. It is not loud, but pervasive, a deep, rhythmic hum that vibrates subtly through the very air, a constant, grounding presence beneath the vast, darkening sky. You close your eyes for a moment, allowing the sound to wash over you, feeling its gentle vibration settle deep within your chest. You open your eyes, noticing how the last vestiges of daylight cling to the highest, most distant peaks, painting their jagged edges in a faint, fleeting crimson. The valleys below are already steeped in deep, cool shadows, a profound, almost inky darkness that slowly creeps upwards. Your thick alpaca robes, their deep indigo woven with silver threads, offer a comforting warmth against the growing chill of the evening, a soft, luxurious embrace that perfectly complements the cool air. The silver threads, catching the last stray light, seem to pulse with a quiet, internal glow. You lean slightly against a broad, smooth stone pillar, feeling the cool, solid support against your back through the thick wool of your robe. The distant river sound continues its steady rhythm, a hypnotic cadence that gently stills any lingering thoughts. It is a sound of permanence, of nature's relentless, unhurried flow, a perfect backdrop for contemplation. The air carries a hint of damp earth from the valley floor, mingling with the clean, sharp scent of distant pine, a subtle perfume that only enhances the sense of peace. A tiny, almost imperceptible rustle of leaves from a hardy bush clinging to the cliff face nearby is the only other sound, a fleeting whisper against the river's grand chorus. You watch as the first faint stars begin to prick through the deepening blue of the sky, tiny, distant pinpricks of light that promise the full splendor of the night to come. The river's murmur seems to deepen, a constant soothing companion in the vast stillness of the mountain evening. You remain, held in the quiet embrace of the loggia, listening to the ancient voice of the river, feeling the subtle shift from day to profound night. The distant murmur of the Urubamba River, a constant presence in the open loggia, slowly softens as you step into the hushed, enclosed quiet of your private library. Here, the evening light, now a deeper, richer amber from carefully placed oil lamps, casts a warm, inviting glow across the rows of meticulously organized scrolls and codices that line the tall, dark wood shelves. The cool, smooth basalt floor beneath your alpaca-clad feet offers a firm, grounding sensation, a familiar path worn by generations of scholars. Each step is quiet, muffled by the thick, soft wool of your robes. The air, still and dry, carries a distinct, subtle perfume of aged cedar wood, dried ink, and ancient vellum, a scent of accumulated knowledge and quiet contemplation that seems to cling to the very stone of the walls. You move towards a low, wide table carved from dense, dark chonta wood, its broad surface polished to a deep, reflective sheen. The wood feels cool to the touch, yet emanates a subtle, comforting strength, a steadfast anchor in this realm of thought, absorbing the lamp's gentle light. From a specialized, shallow alcove built into the finely carved stone wall, positioned at eye level, you carefully withdraw a large, bound volume. Its cover, crafted from supple, dark llama leather, feels incredibly smooth and slightly cool, intricately embossed with celestial patterns in faded gold pigment that shimmer faintly under the lamplight. The edges are softened by centuries of careful handling, a precious artifact entrusted to your care. The book possesses a surprising but reassuring weight, a testament to the many layers of prepared vellum it contains. You carry it with both hands to the chonta wood table, setting it down with a soft, almost imperceptible thud, the sound muffled by the thick alpaca of your robes, and the profound, quiet reverence of the room. The air around the book seems to still further, anticipating its opening. With unhurried, deliberate movements, Your fingers find the intricate silver clasps that secure the volume, each one a small, finely wrought piece of metal. You carefully unfasten them, hearing a faint, delicate click as each clasp releases its hold, a precise, satisfying sound in the stillness. You then gently open the heavy cover, feeling the subtle resistance of the aged leather spine, revealing the first page of an ancient star chart, drawn with exquisite precision on prepared vellum. The vellum itself, a pale, creamy white, feels remarkably smooth and cool beneath your fingertips, yet possesses a delicate, almost velvety texture, a slight, almost imperceptible grain. You notice the subtle dry rustle as the heavy page is lifted and then settles, a soft, papery whisper that resonates in the profound silence of the library. The lamp's light catches the meticulously inked constellations, highlighting the fine, steady lines and the tiny, silver-leafed stars that gleam faintly against the parchment, each one carefully applied. Your gaze traces the familiar patterns, the intricate celestial pathways, feeling the subtle raised texture of the dried ink beneath your fingertip. Each slow, deliberate turn of a page brings a new section of the night sky into view, a silent revelation of ancient observations and profound understanding. The air around you is still, thick, with the scent of old materials, a quiet invitation to deep focus. You pause, allowing the details of the page to settle into your awareness, feeling the subtle weight of generations of astronomical wisdom contained within these delicate sheets. The soft scrape of your finger against the vellum is barely audible. You lean closer, your breath a soft, barely audible whisper against the surface of the vellum. The intricate drawings, rendered in deep indigo and subtle ochres, depict the constellations not merely as points of light, but as figures, animals, and sacred symbols, each line imbued with meaning. The rich, subtle perfumes of the library, mingling cedar and ancient vellum, gently recede as you step from the cool, enclosed quiet into the soft, expansive light of a secluded upper terrace. The afternoon sun, though beginning its slow descent, still bathes this elevated space in a profound, golden warmth. The air, no longer still and dry, now carries a gentle, almost imperceptible breeze, thick with the clean mineral scent of sun-baked stone and a faint whisper of distant, dry grasses. You walk slowly across the broad, meticulously fitted flagstones, each one a testament to ancient craftsmanship. The individual blocks of granite, warmed by hours of direct sunlight, radiate a deep, comforting heat that permeates the thick alpaca wool of your robes and transfers subtly through the soles of your bare feet. It is a pervasive, gentle warmth that feels ancient and deeply grounding, a stark but pleasant contrast to the cooler interiors of the mountain city. You find a low, wide parapet, its surface perfectly smooth, worn to a soft sheen by centuries of sun and wind. With unhurried grace you extend your hand, placing your palm flat upon the sun-baked stone. The granite, dense and unyielding, feels profoundly warm beneath your skin, a stored memory of the day's brilliant light. It is not an intense heat, but a deep, pervasive warmth that seems to seep into your very being, relaxing the muscles of your hand and arm. You feel the subtle, almost imperceptible texture of the stone, a fine, ancient grain that is smooth yet not entirely featureless. Your fingers instinctively splay slightly, maximizing the comforting contact, feeling the subtle vibrations of the mountain's quiet life beneath you. Your gaze drifts outward, across the meticulously carved terraces below, now bathed in the lengthening golden light of the late afternoon. The edges of the stone walls cast long, precise shadows, slowly stretching and deepening as the sun continues its silent journey towards the western peaks. The distant mountains, which earlier this morning showed their jagged profiles, now appear softer, their forms softened by the golden haze, their ancient surfaces glowing with a quiet, internal light. The air remains remarkably still, holding the scent of warm stone and the faint, sweet perfume of high-altitude flowers, carried on the occasional, gentle breath of wind. A profound quiet settles around you, broken only by the almost imperceptible rustle of dry leaves from a small hardy shrub clinging to a nearby stone crevice. The sound is delicate, fleeting, a tiny counterpoint to the vast, encompassing stillness. You close your eyes for a moment, focusing entirely on the warmth beneath your hand, feeling the solid, ancient presence of the stone, a quiet anchor in the unfolding evening. The warmth permeates, inviting a deep sense of calm and rootedness. The soft, lingering heat from the stone seems to melt away any remaining tension, a gentle, pervasive comfort. You feel perfectly still, perfectly present, held in the quiet embrace of the sun-warmed terrace, a profound and settling peace. The deep, pervasive warmth of the sun-baked terrace slowly gives way as you transition to a higher, more exposed vantage point above the main plaza. Here, the late afternoon sun, now lower in the western sky, casts long, precise lines of shadow that are beginning their slow, inexorable march across the vast, open expanse below. The air, cooler and carrying a distinct dry scent of ancient stone and thinning mountain air, brushes gently against your face, a herald of the approaching evening. You settle onto a broad, smooth stone seat, meticulously carved into the parapet of this elevated observation point. The granite, still holding some of the day's absorbed warmth, offers a solid, comforting support beneath you. Your deep indigo alpaca robes, their fine silver threads subtly gleaming in the fading light, provide a luxurious warmth that already anticipates the mountain chill to come. You rest your forearms on the wide, polished stone edge, feeling its cool, dense texture against the soft wool of your sleeves. Your gaze sweeps across the sprawling main plaza, a grand, open space of perfectly fitted stone, now largely deserted. The shadows, cast by the towering temple of the three windows, are particularly striking. They stretch like long, dark fingers, slowly extending their reach across the precisely laid flagstones. You watch with unhurried attention as the sharp, defined edge of a shadow creeps over a specific, smaller ceremonial stone, slowly engulfing its sun-drenched surface in cool, deep gray. The movement is so subtle, so gradual, that it demands a quiet patience to perceive, yet it is utterly relentless, a silent testament to the sun's steady path. The light that remains is a rich, golden hue, painting the upper portions of the surrounding structures in warm, fading tones, creating a stark contrast with the encroaching coolness of the shadows. A faint, almost imperceptible sound drifts upwards from the distant edges of the plaza, the soft, rhythmic sweep of reed brooms, perhaps attendants tidying the last remnants of the day's activities. It is a muted, distant sound, barely registering, yet it contributes to the overall sense of a world gently winding down. You inhale deeply, noticing the faint, clean smell of damp earth carried on a stray eddy of breeze, mingling with the dry, mineral scent of the stone. The air itself feels thinner, crisper, as the sun dips lower, signaling the transition from afternoon to evening. You observe the subtle shift in the colors of the sky, from the brilliant cerulean of midday to a softer, more muted blue, tinged with faint streaks of rose and ochre along the distant horizon. The intricate stonework of the buildings opposite, which earlier seemed sharp and distinct, now begins to soften, their details becoming more diffused in the diminishing light. The silence here is profound, broken only by the gentle whispers of the wind and the imagined echoes of ancient rituals. The vastness of the surrounding peaks, always present, now takes on a more somber, majestic quality, their forms becoming more defined against the deepening sky. You remain a silent observer as the long shadows continue their patient, unhurried expansion, slowly reclaiming the sun-warmed plaza. The air grows steadily cooler, a gentle reminder of the night's approach, while the deep, comforting weight of your alpaca robes provides a profound sense of warmth and peace. The world settles into a quiet anticipation of the stars. The lingering coolness of the elevated plaza, where you observed the stretching shadows of late afternoon, gently gives way as you step into the contained, warmer air of your private workroom. Here, the evening light, now softened to a gentle, steady amber by several carefully positioned oil lamps, casts a warm glow across a low, broad chanta wood table. The air itself is still, holding a faint, dry scent of wood and the subtle, earthy aroma of minerals, a quiet prelude to the meticulous task ahead. You move towards the table, feeling the familiar, smooth texture of the polished basalt floor beneath your alpaca-clad feet, each step cushioned and silent. Upon the table, arranged with precise order, lie your tools for pigment preparation, a heavy, finely polished obsidian mortar and a matching dense pestle. You settle onto a low, deeply cushioned stool, feeling the thick, soft alpaca wool yield gently beneath your weight, a comfortable anchor for the focused work to come. With a gentle, almost reverent touch, you select a small, irregularly shaped fragment of deep lapis lazuli from a polished wooden box. Its cool, smooth surface holds a subtle weight in your palm, promising the rich, celestial blue it will soon yield. This particular stone, sourced from distant lands and reserved for your most important diagrams, feels dense and unyielding. You carefully position this precious fragment into the perfectly concave basin of your obsidian mortar, the dark, unyielding surface of the mortar reflecting the faint lamplight with a quiet sheen. The stone settles with a soft, almost imperceptible clink against the obsidian. You grasp the substantial pestle, its smooth, cool obsidian shaft fitting perfectly into your hand. With a slow, deliberate motion, you begin to apply a gentle, steady pressure to the lapis lazuli. The first contact produces a faint, almost brittle crunch, a delicate sound in the profound stillness. As the stone yields its outermost layer, you begin a rhythmic, circular, grinding motion, feeling the subtle resistance of the mineral against the polished obsidian. The sound evolves from a coarse, granular scrape to a finer, more consistent whisper, a soft, hypnotic "she," as the hard stone slowly transforms into an exquisitely fine powder. You watch as the deep blue of the lapis lazuli slowly spreads, creating a vibrant, powdery pool within the dark basin of the mortar, catching the lamp's amber light. The air around you fills with the subtle, dry, mineral scent of the ground lapis, a clean, almost cool aroma that hints at ancient earth. You continue the rhythmic grinding, allowing your focus to narrow entirely on the precise movement of the pestle, the subtle shift in texture beneath its surface, and the continuous, soft sound it produces. The powder becomes progressively finer, feeling like soft dust, then like velvet beneath the pestle. You pause, lifting the pestle, to observe the rich, uniform blue powder, now perfectly ready for the next step. From a small, intricately carved silver flask, you carefully pour a few drops of a clear, viscous plant sap, a natural binder, into the center of the blue powder. The liquid makes a soft, almost liquid tonum plink as it meets the dry pigment. With the tip of your pestle, you begin to gently incorporate the sap, slowly stirring the powder until it begins to absorb the liquid, transforming from a dry dust into a smooth, vibrant paste. The color deepens, becoming even more intense, a rich, luminous blue that seems to hold the very essence of the night sky. The mixture feels cool and supple under the pestle, a perfect, flowing consistency. The air now carries a faint, sweet, almost resinous scent from the plant sap, mingling with the cool mineral aroma, a delicate, complex fragrance. You admire the deep, celestial blue pigment, perfectly smooth and ready, gleaming softly in the lamplight. The subtle, mineral scent of the carefully ground lapis lazuli slowly fades as you leave the enclosed workroom, stepping into a high, open walkway that skirts the perimeter of a ceremonial terrace. The evening air, now much cooler than the protected interior, brushes gently against your face, carrying a distinct, clean scent of damp stone and distant, high-altitude grasses. The sky above is a deep, velvety indigo, with the first faint stars beginning to prick through the vast expanse. As you walk, the polished basalt floor beneath your alpaca-clad feet feels smooth and cool, a familiar, grounding texture. Your deep indigo robes, woven with silver threads that now shimmer with a faint, internal luminescence in the deepening twilight, provide a comforting weight and warmth against the growing chill. You approach a section of the walkway where tall, slender poles rise, bearing ceremonial banners of finely woven fabric. These banners, placed with precise intervals, are a silent testament to the sacred significance of this mountain city. A soft, rhythmic rustle reaches your ears, a gentle, continuous whisper carried on the mountain breeze. It is the sound of the ceremonial banners, their rich alpaca and cotton weaves, dyed in deep crimsons, golds, and blues, swaying and unfurling with delicate grace. Each banner, adorned with intricate geometric patterns and subtle featherwork, moves with a soft, almost hushed sigh as the unseen currents of air ripple through the fabric. You watch as the breeze catches one banner, causing its lower edge to lift and fall with a slow, deliberate motion, creating a soft, almost papery flump against the stone pole. You pause, allowing your gaze to drift over the swaying forms. The banners, though heavy, possess an ethereal quality in the dimming light, their vibrant colors muted to rich, deep tones. The fine alpaca wool, incredibly soft to the touch, has been woven with such precision that it catches the last faint glow of the western sky, making the gold and silver threads subtly gleam, like tiny, captured stars. A faint, clean scent of natural dyes and sun-dried fabric rises from the moving cloth, mingling with the crisp mountain air, a grounding, natural perfume. The rhythmic rustling of the banners becomes a gentle, hypnotic presence, a constant, soft murmuring that fills the quiet evening. It is a sound of gentle movement, a subtle dance against the backdrop of the vast, still mountains. Below, the city lights are beginning to twinkle, tiny pinpricks of warmth against the deepening shadows of the structures you observed earlier from the plaza. The air grows steadily cooler, a refreshing caress against your skin, a reminder of the altitude and the approaching night. You lean slightly against the smooth, cool stone of the parapet, feeling its solid, unyielding support through the thick wool of your robes. The profound quiet of the mountains seems to amplify the soft, continuous whisper of the banners, a soothing, repetitive sound that invites a deep sense of calm. Each subtle movement of the fabric, each soft rustle, is a gentle reminder of the invisible forces at play, a quiet conversation between the mountain and the sky. You feel a deep, settled peace, watching the silent, rhythmic sway against the darkening canvas of the heavens. The soft, rhythmic rustle of the ceremonial banners and the distant river's murmur gently fade as you step from the open loggia into the deep, hushed stillness of your private reflection chamber. Here, the evening light, now a profound velvety darkness, is pierced only by the faint, diffused glow of a single, carefully shielded oil lamp, its amber light barely touching the smooth, dark stone walls. The air, cool and still, carries a faint, clean scent of polished obsidian and ancient stone, a quiet perfume that speaks of centuries of careful observation. You move across the precisely fitted basalt floor, your alpaca-clad feet making no sound, towards a low, wide pedestal carved from a single block of dark, dense granite. Upon its surface rests a protective cover of finely woven alpaca, its deep, matte black, absorbing almost all the ambient light. You reach out, your fingers making contact with the soft, thick wool, feeling its luxurious texture against your skin. With a slow, deliberate motion, you carefully lift the cover, revealing the polished obsidian mirror beneath. The wool lifts with a faint, almost imperceptible whisper of fibers against stone, a sound that quickly dissipates into the profound quiet of the chamber. The mirror itself is a large, circular disc of obsidian, its surface polished to an astonishing, liquid-like blackness. It feels cool and perfectly smooth to the touch, dense and heavy, a testament to the skill required to shape such a brittle, powerful stone. This is not a common mirror, but a highly refined instrument, crafted to capture and hold light with unparalleled clarity. You grasp its intricately carved chonta wood frame, its dark, aged grain smooth beneath your fingertips, and carefully pivot the mirror on its bronze stand. The stand, though sturdy, moves with a precise, almost silent hiss of metal against metal, a whisper of engineered perfection, allowing you to angle the obsidian disc towards the high, narrow aperture in the wall. Through this opening, a sliver of the night sky is visible, and tonight the moon, a luminous crescent, hangs with quiet majesty. As you adjust the mirror with infinitesimal movements, the moon's light, pure and ethereal, catches the obsidian surface. A perfect, miniature reflection of the crescent moon appears, a glowing arc of soft, silvery light against the profound blackness of the mirror. It is not a sharp, piercing light, but a gentle, diffused radiance, a soft luminescence that seems to hover just above the mirror's surface, a captured piece of the night sky brought into your private chamber. You lean closer, your breath a soft, barely audible presence in the still air, observing the delicate details within the moon's reflection. The subtle variations on its surface, the faint shadows of its craters, appear softened, almost dreamlike, in the obsidian's embrace. The light seems to ripple slightly, almost imperceptibly, as if the very air within the chamber carries a gentle current. The cool, dense weight of the obsidian beneath your fingertips, still resting lightly on its frame, grounds you to the present moment, while your gaze is drawn into the distant, reflected heavens. The profound quiet of the chamber deepens, creating a perfect space for this intimate communion with the night sky. The soft, silvery glow of the reflected moon holds your gaze. A tranquil point of light in the vast darkness, you watch the subtle, almost imperceptible shimmering, feeling a deep, quiet sense of connection to the celestial rhythm. The obsidian mirror, with its patient, silent reflection, invites a profound and settling peace. The soft, silvery glow of the obsidian mirror slowly fades behind you as you move from the reflection chamber into a smaller, more intimate alcove, a dedicated space within your private residence for quiet contemplation and record-keeping. Here, the evening light, still primarily from a single oil lamp, casts a warm, contained glow across a low, finely carved chanta wood table. The air, cool and still, carries a faint, dry scent of wood and the subtle, clean aroma of ancient stone, a familiar perfume that settles gently around you. You approach the chanta wood table, its broad, dark surface polished to a deep, muted sheen that reflects the lamp's amber light with a soft glow. The wood feels dense, substantial, a steadfast anchor in this quiet corner. You settle onto a low, wide stool, deeply cushioned with layers of exceptionally fine alpaca wool, dyed in a rich, calming charcoal gray. The soft fibers yield slowly beneath your weight, cradling you in a gentle, supportive embrace, absorbing any lingering tension from the day. Your deep indigo robes, a comforting weight, drape elegantly around you, their silver threads subtly catching the lamplight. From a shallow, precisely carved recess within the table's surface, you carefully withdraw your personal stone writing tablet. It is a rectangular slab of dark, finely veined slate, meticulously smoothed and honed over many years. As you lift it, the tablet possesses a surprising, yet comforting, weight in your hands, a solid, tangible object that feels ancient and enduring. The edges are perfectly straight, softened by careful shaping, and the entire surface is a profound, matte black, absorbing the lamp's light rather than reflecting it. A faint, dry scent of mineral dust, almost imperceptible, rises from its surface as you handle it. You place the tablet gently onto the polished chanta wood, hearing a soft, dull thud as it settles, a sound absorbed almost immediately by the dense wood and the quiet atmosphere of the alcove. Then, with unhurried grace, you extend your fingers, allowing them to rest flat upon the tablet's surface. The cool smoothness of the stone against your fingertips is immediate and profound, a delicate, refreshing sensation that seems to draw out any residual warmth from your skin. You feel the subtle, almost imperceptible grain of the slate, a fine, velvety texture that is both smooth and slightly resistant. Your thumb traces a slow, deliberate path across the surface, feeling the consistent, cool expanse of the stone, a quiet, meditative action that grounds your thoughts. The evening light, a soft, unwavering amber from the oil lamp, barely illuminates the tablet's dark surface, making it feel like a small, contained piece of the night sky, brought indoors. You notice how the light catches the very faint, almost invisible flecks of mica within the slate, tiny, distant sparkles that seem to wink into and out of existence as your hand moves, a subtle echo of the stars you so often observe. The air in the alcove is still, holding a deep, profound quiet, broken only by the barely audible rustle of your robes as you shift slightly, and the soft, continuous hum of the oil lamp's wick. You continue to trace patterns on the cool, smooth stone, feeling its unyielding presence beneath your touch. The rhythmic movement of your fingers, the consistent coolness of the slate, and the profound stillness of the chamber combine to create a deeply calming sensation, a quiet preparation for the night's observations. The subtle coolness of the stone against your fingertips remains, a gentle anchor in the quiet contemplation. You feel a deep sense of settled peace, a quiet readiness for the unfolding night, allowing the simple, grounding sensation of the stone to guide your thoughts into a tranquil rhythm. The cool, smooth surface of the stone writing tablet, where your fingertips had rested, slowly recedes from your immediate awareness as you shift your attention to the next task within your organized study. The evening light, a consistent, soft amber glow from the oil lamp, casts a warm, contained illumination across the rich chanta wood of your work table. The air here, still and dry, carries the familiar, subtle scent of aged wood and the faint, clean aroma of preserved fibers, a quiet perfume that speaks of meticulous record-keeping. You turn towards a specialized, shallow niche carved into the smooth, dark stone wall beside your table. Within this recess, arranged with precise order, hang several quipus, each a unique record of astronomical observations, historical events, or intricate calculations. Your gaze settles on a particular aged quipu, its main cord, crafted from thick, braided llama wool, a deep, faded crimson. From it hang numerous subsidiary cords of varying lengths and colors, ochre, natural cream, and a subtle indigo, each adorned with a multitude of precisely tied knots. The main cord feels substantial, its weight a familiar presence, as you gently lift it from its carved wooden peg. The slight friction of the wool against the polished wood creates a faint, soft scrape that quickly dissipates into the profound quiet of the study. You carry the quipu to the chanta wood table, its smooth, cool surface a perfect workspace. With unhurried grace, you carefully unfurl the complex arrangement of cords, allowing them to spread out gently across the polished wood. The individual strands, spun from the finest alpaca and cotton, feel incredibly soft and pliable beneath your fingertips, yet possess a surprising strength. There is a faint, dry rustle as the cords cascade onto the table, a whisper of aged fibers settling. You note the intricate patterns of the knots, each one a silent repository of information, their raised textures distinct against the smooth length of the cords. The air around the quipu holds a subtle, clean scent of lanolin and sun-dried fibers, a grounding aroma that speaks of its natural origins. Your fingers, accustomed to their meticulous task, carefully grasp the main crimson cord, feeling its subtle, almost imperceptible twist. With slow, deliberate movements, you begin to systematically re-roll the subsidiary cords around the main one. You select the longest cord first, its ochre hue standing out against the darker crimson. Your thumb and forefinger guide the fine, spun fibers, winding them smoothly and evenly, one gentle turn after another. The soft, continuous friction of the wool against itself creates a faint, rhythmic source, a delicate, almost hypnotic sound in the quiet study. Each pass of the cord is precise, ensuring no tangles, no unnecessary tension, preserving the integrity of the intricate record. You feel the subtle resistance of the fibers as they tighten, a gentle, consistent pressure that guides your hands. You watch as the quipu slowly transforms, the sprawling network of cords gradually consolidating into a neat, compact bundle. The colors of the subsidiary cords, previously spread out, now blend into a rich, muted tapestry of earth tones and deep indigo, a silent archive. As you wind the final shortest cord, adorned with a tiny cluster of knots, you feel its delicate, almost weightless presence. The rhythmic motion, the quiet sounds, and the focused attention combine to create a deeply calming sensation, a quiet satisfaction in the order and preservation of knowledge. The finished quipu, now perfectly re-rolled, feels dense and balanced in your hands, a testament to careful work. You gently place the re-rolled quipu back onto its designated peg in the stone niche, the soft thump of the wool against the polished wood, a final, settling sound. The dry, contained air of your organized study, where the quipu now rests, gently gives way as you follow a narrow, winding passage, carved discreetly into the mountain's living rock. The light here immediately softens, becoming a muted, diffused gray, and the air cools, carrying a distinct, pervasive scent of damp earth and verdant growth. You have entered your private grotto, a hidden sanctuary of natural stone and constant moisture, where the subtle sounds of dripping water begin to whisper. Your alpaca-clad feet, accustomed to the smooth, polished basalt of your inner chambers, now tread upon a path of rougher, naturally worn stone, slightly damp and cool beneath the thick wool. Each step is deliberate, measured, as you allow your eyes to adjust to the profound dimness, a welcome contrast to the lamplit study. The coolness of the air is not sharp, but a deep, enveloping freshness, carrying with it a subtle humidity that gently kisses your skin. The thick, soft wool of your robes, a comforting weight, seems to absorb the dampness, maintaining its luxurious warmth, a quiet cocoon against the grotto's cool embrace. You notice how the faint, diffused light, seeping from an unseen source high above, creates a soft, almost ethereal glow on the slick, dark surfaces of the rock walls, highlighting ancient, water-worn curves. You reach out, your fingertips drawn to a patch of vibrant, emerald-green moss clinging to a protruding ledge of dark, rough-hewn stone. The moss feels incredibly soft, like a plush velvet cushion, yet cool and deeply saturated with moisture beneath your touch. Tiny, almost imperceptible droplets of water cling to its delicate fronds, transferring a cool, refreshing dampness to your skin. You press your thumb gently into the springy cushion, feeling the subtle resistance, the ancient life held within its velvety fibers. A faint, earthy scent, rich and sweet, rises from the disturbed moss, a pure, primal aroma of growth and dampness, filling your senses with its quiet presence. The cool, dense stone beneath the moss feels unyielding, a solid anchor to the living mountain. You lean closer, inhaling deeply, allowing the sweet, earthy perfume of the damp moss to fill your lungs. It is a complex aroma, a blend of decaying leaves, fresh spring water, and the subtle, mineral tang of ancient rock, all woven into a singular, grounding fragrance. Each slow breath draws the cool, moist air deep within you, a cleansing, invigorating sensation that seems to quiet the mind. The scent is pervasive, yet delicate, a constant, soothing presence in this hidden sanctuary. You feel the subtle tickle of the cool, humid air at the back of your throat, a refreshing sensation that heightens your awareness of the grotto's unique atmosphere. The profound stillness of the air, unbroken by external sounds, allows the delicate fragrance to linger. From a high, unseen crevice in the grotto's arched ceiling, a single, perfectly formed droplet of water detaches itself. It falls with a soft, precise plink onto the surface of a small, perfectly still pool of collected water below, creating a series of concentric ripples that expand slowly outward. The sound is delicate, rhythmic, a natural chime in the profound quiet, echoing softly off the damp stone walls. The water in the pool, incredibly clear, reflects the muted light from above, a dark, liquid mirror that holds the subtle, shifting patterns of the grotto. You watch the ripples spread, feeling the subtle energy of the falling water, a constant, gentle pulse of life within the mountain. The cool, damp air around the pool feels particularly fresh, almost invigorating. You settle onto a smooth, water-worn stone, its surface cool and remarkably comfortable, allowing the constant, gentle drip and the pervasive sweet scent of moss to envelop you. The sweet, earthy scent of damp moss and the gentle sound of dripping water from the grotto slowly recede as you emerge onto a secluded mountain overlook. Here, the evening air, now much cooler, and carrying a distinct, clean scent of vast, open spaces, brushes gently against your face. The sky above is a profound, deepening indigo, stretching endlessly, a quiet prelude to the full majesty of the night. You walk slowly across the uneven, naturally weathered stone of the overlook, each step deliberate and measured. The rock beneath your alpaca-clad feet feels rougher, more elemental than the polished stones of your inner chambers, yet it offers a firm, grounding support. Your deep indigo robes, their silver threads subtly catching the last, faint glow from the western horizon, provide a comforting weight and warmth against the increasing mountain chill. You approach a natural stone seating area, a low, wide ledge smoothed by centuries of wind and rain. You settle onto the cool, dense granite, feeling its unyielding presence beneath you, a silent anchor to the ancient mountain. Your gaze is drawn immediately to the distant horizon, where immense cloud formations, like silent, colossal ships, drift slowly across the vast expanse of the sky. These are not the fast-moving clouds of a stormy day, but grand, ethereal structures, their forms constantly shifting with an almost imperceptible grace. The lower edges of these distant clouds are still touched by the sun's lingering light, painting them in soft, muted hues of rose, peach, and pale gold, creating a delicate interplay of light and shadow against the deepening blue. You watch as a particularly large cloud, its edges wispy and indistinct, slowly unfurls like a great, silent banner across the distant peaks. The air around you is profoundly still, amplifying the subtle sounds of the mountain. A very faint, almost imperceptible whisper of wind rustles through the hardy, low-lying grasses that cling to the rock formations nearby. A soft, dry, soft, that quickly fades. The distant murmur of the Urubamba River, a constant companion in the loggia, is now even further away, a barely audible, continuous hum that adds to the pervasive sense of quiet. You breathe deeply, feeling the crisp, clean mountain air expand in your lungs, a refreshing sensation that stills any lingering thoughts, inviting a deeper sense of peace. You observe the slow, deliberate movement of the clouds, their forms changing with a quiet, unhurried grace. One moment, a cloud might resemble a mythical creature, its outlines soft and blurred. The next, it stretches into a long, elongated plume, disappearing into the vastness. The sheer scale of these formations, so far away, yet so clearly defined against the evening sky, is deeply humbling, a quiet reminder of the immense forces of nature. The fading light catches the subtle textures of the cloud surfaces, highlighting their billowy forms, making them appear almost tangible, yet utterly unreachable. You lean back against the cool, solid stone of the overlook, allowing your gaze to remain fixed on the distant, silent dance of the clouds. The soft, rhythmic flow of their movement, the gentle play of light and shadow, and the profound quiet of the mountain air combine to create a deeply calming sensation. The soft weight of your alpaca robes, a luxurious warmth, provides a comforting embrace against the chill, while the vast, unfolding sky invites a deep, restorative stillness. You feel a quiet sense of awe, a profound connection to the natural world, as the distant clouds slowly drift into the deepening indigo, preparing the sky for the silent, brilliant unveiling of the stars. The world settles into a peaceful, unhurried rhythm, inviting a deep and tranquil rest. The profound quiet of the mountain overlook, where distant clouds drifted, now gently gives way to the deeper, hushed stillness of your private chamber. Here, the night air, cool and still, is pierced by a single, unwavering beam of moonlight, already tracing a silver path across the polished basalt floor. You step across the threshold, feeling the familiar, cool smoothness of the basalt beneath your alpaca-clad feet. Each step is a soft, almost imperceptible brush against the stone, a sound absorbed immediately by the deep quiet of the room. Your deep indigo robes, their fine silver threads catching the ethereal glow of the moonlight, settle around you with a comforting weight, a luxurious warmth against the mountain's chill. The air in the chamber feels incredibly pure, carrying only the faint, clean scent of ancient stone and the subtle, dry aroma of preserved textiles from your sleeping platform. You move towards a low, wide platform, meticulously carved from dark chanta wood, deeply cushioned with layers of the finest, undyed alpaca wool. The wood, cool and smooth, offers a stable foundation. You settle onto the soft, yielding surface, feeling the plush fibers give way beneath your weight, cradling you in a quiet, luxurious embrace. The alpaca wool, incredibly soft and thick, conforms gently to your form, a quiet comfort against the coolness of the stone walls. Your gaze immediately falls upon the precise rectangle of moonlight that has entered through a high, narrow aperture in the chamber wall. It is a pure, unblemished column of silvery light, cutting through the profound darkness, illuminating a specific section of the floor with an almost otherworldly glow. The moonbeam itself appears tangible, a solid presence of light against the deep, velvety shadows that cling to the chamber's corners. The air within this illuminated rectangle seems to shimmer, almost imperceptibly, with tiny, dancing dust motes, caught in the moon's gentle embrace. You watch with unhurried attention as the edge of this luminous rectangle slowly, almost imperceptibly, creeps across the polished basalt. Its movement is so gradual, so profound in its slowness, that it demands quiet patience to truly perceive. A specific, almost invisible fissure in the ancient stone floor, previously lost in shadow, now begins to catch the moonlight. You observe its delicate, winding line illuminated in purest silver, then slowly, gracefully enveloped as the moonbeam continues its silent march. The moonlight itself feels cool to the eye, a soft, diffused radiance that banishes all harshness, replacing it with a tranquil, silvery sheen on the dark stone. The surface of the basalt, where the light touches, seems to gleam with a quiet, internal luminescence, almost a liquid silver, while the untouched areas remain in a deep, velvety shadow, a stark but beautiful contrast. Your hand, resting gently on the soft alpaca cushion beside you, feels the cool, dry air of the chamber. The silence is profound, broken only by the soft rhythmic sound of your own breathing, a steady, calming presence that fills the space. There is no sound from the moonbeam's movement, only the visual evidence of its slow, persistent progress. The area of the floor still in shadow feels distinctly cooler to the eye, a subtle, textural difference that your gaze perceives. The silver threads woven into your robes, meticulously arranged, seem to absorb and reflect the moonlight, creating a delicate, internal shimmer that mirrors the ethereal glow on the floor, connecting your form to the celestial light. The very stone of the chamber seems to hum with a quiet, ancient energy, a profound stillness that invites deep, restorative rest. You continue to watch the silent, deliberate creep of the moonlight, feeling the deep, settled peace that comes from observing such slow, unwavering natural phenomena. The precise, silver rectangle of moonlight, slowly creeping across your chamber floor, gradually recedes from your immediate focus as a new, warmer light emerges from a different corner of your private space. The profound quiet of your chamber, where only the soft rhythm of your breathing had held sway, now allows for the delicate, almost imperceptible flicker of a small, carefully positioned torch. Its amber glow, a stark contrast to the ethereal moonlight, casts long, dancing shadows that soften the sharp edges of the stone walls, bringing a comforting warmth to the air. You shift from your low, alpaca-cushioned platform, feeling the deep indigo robes, heavy and soft, settle around you with a gentle rustle. Your bare feet, accustomed to the cool basalt, now seek the faint warmth radiating from the torch. You move towards a small, finely carved chanta wood table, its dark, polished surface gleaming softly in the torchlight. The wood feels smooth and cool, yet holds the promise of warmth nearby. An attendant, moving with quiet grace, has already placed a ceramic cup upon it, its unglazed surface a rich, earthy brown. The cup emanates a gentle heat, a subtle invitation. You settle onto a low, deeply cushioned stool, its thick alpaca fibers yielding slowly beneath you, cradling your form in a soft, supportive embrace. The warmth of the torch, set in a sturdy bronze holder on the wall, now bathes your side, a comforting presence against the cool mountain night. From the cup, a delicate wisp of steam rises, catching the torchlight in a shimmering dance, carrying a soft, herbaceous aroma. It is the familiar, calming scent of panti, a mountain herb known for its tranquil properties, mingled with a faint, sweet hint of honey. The fragrance is subtle, yet pervasive, wrapping around you like a gentle, unseen shawl. Your fingers reach for a slender, stirring stick, carved from polished chanta wood, lying beside the cup. It feels smooth and cool, its tip finely tapered. You grasp it lightly, feeling its delicate balance in your hand. With a slow, deliberate motion, you gently lower the stick into the warm, herbal tea. The tip makes a soft, almost imperceptible plink as it touches the bottom of the ceramic cup, a delicate sound that echoes softly in the quiet chamber. You begin to stir, your hand moving in a slow, continuous circle. The liquid within the cup swirls with a quiet, almost liquid shish, a gentle lapping sound as the tea circulates, releasing its fragrant warmth. The torchlight catches the subtle movement, making the surface of the tea gleam with a warm, amber reflection, a miniature, swirling cosmos of light and shadow. You watch the delicate dance of the tea leaves, suspended within the warm liquid, slowly circling, then settling. The aroma deepens with each gentle stir, filling the air around you with its calming essence. The warmth of the ceramic cup, held gently in your other hand, is a constant, soothing presence, a quiet anchor in the stillness. The sound of the stirring is rhythmic, hypnotic, a soft, consistent whisper that melts into the profound quiet of the chamber. The flickering light from the torch casts subtle, shifting patterns on the rough-hewn stone walls, making them seem to breathe with a quiet, ancient life. You continue to stir, feeling the subtle friction of the wood against the ceramic, the gentle resistance of the liquid. The entire action is a meditation, a quiet ritual of warmth and stillness. The herbal tea, now perfectly blended and fragrant, promises a deep, restorative calm. You lift the stirrer, allowing a single, warm drop to fall back into the cup with a soft final 2-plink asterisk, then rest the stick gently on the obsidian table. The chamber feels deeply peaceful, wrapped in the soft glow of the torch and the lingering sweet scent of the tea, inviting a quiet, profound sense of rest as the night deepens. The warm, herbaceous scent of the tea and the gentle flickering of the torchlight slowly recede as you shift your attention within your private chamber. The profound quiet deepens, interrupted only by the soft rustle of your alpaca robes as you move towards a section of the wall adorned with ceremonial hangings. Here, the subtle light from the torch, now a warmer, more distant glow, softly illuminates the intricate textures of the woven textiles. The air in this part of the chamber feels cool and still, carrying a faint, clean scent of lanolin and ancient fibers, a quiet perfume that speaks of careful preservation. You approach the wall, where several large, ceremonial hangings are suspended from finely carved chanta wood rods. These are not merely decorations, they are tapestries of meaning, woven with symbols and patterns that reflect the cosmos and the history of your people. Your gaze settles on a particularly large hanging, its deep crimson and indigo dyes muted by time, yet still rich and profound. It depicts the celestial river, the Milky Way, flowing across a field of silver-threaded stars. The sheer scale of the piece, stretching from floor to ceiling, commands a quiet reverence. You extend your hand, your fingers making contact with the surface of the hanging. The alpaca wool, spun into fine, dense threads, feels incredibly soft and thick, a luxurious barrier against the cool stone wall behind it. Your fingertips trace the intricate weave, following the subtle raised patterns of the celestial figures. Each individual thread, meticulously placed by skilled artisans, creates a delicate, almost imperceptible texture beneath your touch. You feel the variations in thickness, the subtle bumps and ridges of the woven motifs, a tactile map of ancient wisdom. The fabric itself feels surprisingly heavy, its weight a comforting presence, absorbing the cool air and radiating a subtle, inherent warmth. As your fingers move slowly across the surface, following a line of silver thread that delineates a constellation, you feel the smooth, cool metallic sheen of the thread against the softer, warmer wool. There is no sound from this interaction, only the profound quiet of your touch, a silent communion with the craftsmanship. The dyes, made from natural plant extracts and minerals, release a faint, dry, earthy aroma as your hand brushes over them, a subtle perfume that mingles with the lanolin, creating a unique, grounding fragrance. The torchlight, catching the silver threads, makes them gleam with a soft, internal luminescence, like captured starlight within the fabric. You pause, allowing your palm to rest flat against a section of the hanging, feeling the full, intricate weave beneath your hand. The deep pile of the alpaca wool creates a sensation of depth, a softness that seems to absorb all sound and movement. The coolness of the underlying stone wall is completely insulated by the thick, dense fabric, leaving only the gentle, comforting warmth of the wool. The motifs, woven with such precision, seem to come alive under your touch, their ancient stories whispering through the fibers. The chamber feels deeply peaceful, its stone walls softened by the rich textiles, creating a cocoon of quiet luxury and historical depth. You continue to feel the soft, intricate weave, allowing the tactile sensations and the subtle, earthy scents to envelop you. The profound quiet of the chamber, enhanced by the sound-absorbing textiles, invites a deep, restorative calm. You remain, an observer of both the physical and the symbolic, feeling the quiet strength of the ancient craftsmanship, a peaceful connection to generations of wisdom. The subtle glow of the torchlight continues to dance, inviting a profound sense of rest and contemplation, a gentle transition into the deeper stillness of the night. The soft, intricate weave of the ceremonial wall hangings, where your fingers had lingered, slowly recedes from your immediate awareness as you step from the warm, enclosed chamber into the crisp, cool air of the mountain night. The profound quiet of your private residence gives way to the vast, encompassing silence of the high peaks, now punctuated by delicate, rhythmic sounds. You walk slowly across the polished basalt floor of a narrow corridor, its surface cool and smooth beneath your alpaca-clad feet, each step cushioned and silent. The deep indigo of your robes, heavy and soft, settles around you with a comforting weight, their silver threads now glimmering faintly, reflecting the distant, unseen starlight. The air here, though cool, carries a distinct, clean scent of damp earth and the subtle, sharp aroma of pine from the surrounding forests, a refreshing contrast to the contained warmth of the interior. You follow the corridor to an open, secluded terrace, carved high into the mountain face, offering an unobstructed view of the night sky. You settle onto a low, wide bench, meticulously carved from a single block of dark, dense granite. Its surface, cool and unyielding, offers a solid, grounding support beneath your form. The thick alpaca cushions, placed with care, yield softly, cradling you in a quiet, luxurious embrace, absorbing any lingering chill from the stone. Your gaze drifts upward, immediately drawn to the vast, inky blackness of the sky, now ablaze with countless shimmering stars. They appear as tiny, brilliant pinpricks of light, scattered across the velvet canvas, each one a distant, silent beacon in the profound darkness. The Milky Way, the celestial river, stretches like a luminous, ethereal band across the zenith, its diffuse glow a breathtaking presence. From the unseen depths of the terraced gardens below, a delicate, rhythmic sound rises, carried on the cool night air. It is the continuous, soft chirping of mountain crickets, a tiny, intricate symphony that fills the vast silence. Each chirp is precise, almost crystalline, a gentle, repetitive pulse that seems to weave itself into the very fabric of the night. You listen, allowing your awareness to settle on the intricate pattern of their calls, some closer, sharper, others more distant, softer, creating a subtle, layered soundscape. The sound is utterly consistent, a natural metronome for the quiet hours. The cool night breeze, gentle and steady, brushes against your exposed skin, a delicate caress that carries the faint, sweet scent of night-blooming orchids from the gardens below, mingling with the clean, mineral aroma of the ancient stone. You breathe deeply, feeling the crisp, pure air expand in your lungs, a refreshing sensation that stills any lingering thoughts, inviting a deeper sense of peace. The rhythmic chirping of the crickets becomes a hypnotic presence, a soothing, repetitive sound that seems to draw you deeper into the profound calm of the mountain night. Your alpaca robes, warm and dense, provide a perfect cocoon against the chill, while the vast, starlit sky unfolds its silent grandeur above. You close your eyes for a moment, focusing entirely on the continuous, rhythmic chirping, feeling its gentle, consistent vibration settle deep within you. The sound is a constant, unwavering presence, a quiet lullaby from the natural world. When you open your eyes, the stars seem to burn even brighter, their distant light a silent echo of the crickets' song. The profound quiet of the mountain, broken only by this delicate, natural rhythm, invites a deep, restorative calm, a quiet surrender to the night's ancient embrace. The world settles into a peaceful, unhurried rhythm, inviting a deep and tranquil rest, a gentle drifting under the watchful stars. The rhythmic chirping of mountain crickets, a delicate symphony under the starlit sky, slowly recedes as you step from the cool, open terrace into the hushed quiet of your private contemplation chamber. Here, the night air, cool and still, is softened by the gentle, unwavering glow of a single oil lamp, its amber light casting long, tranquil shadows across a low, wide chanta wood table. The air carries a faint, dry scent of aged wood and the subtle, clean aroma of stone, a quiet perfume that invites focus and order. You approach the chanta wood table, its broad, dark surface polished to a deep, muted sheen that absorbs the lamplight with a soft glow. The wood feels dense, substantial, a steadfast anchor in this quiet space. You settle onto a low, deeply cushioned stool, its thick alpaca fibers yielding slowly beneath you, cradling your form in a soft, supportive embrace. Your deep indigo robes, a comforting weight, drape elegantly around you, their silver threads subtly catching the lamplight, a quiet echo of the distant stars. From a small, finely carved wooden box, you carefully withdraw a collection of polished river stones. These are not ordinary stones, but specimens personally selected from the bed of the sacred Urubamba, each one smoothed and shaped by centuries of flowing water. As you lift the box, its weight feels surprisingly dense, a collection of small, ancient anchors. You gently pour the stones onto the polished chanta wood table, hearing a soft, delicate clatter as they tumble out, a gentle musical sound that quickly dissipates into the profound quiet of the chamber. The stones, varying in size from a thumbnail to the palm of your hand, gleam softly in the lamplight, their surfaces reflecting the amber glow. You reach out, your fingers making contact with the cool, smooth surfaces of the stones. Each one feels incredibly tactile, polished to an exquisite, almost liquid smoothness by the river's relentless work. You select the largest stone first, a dark, almost black piece of basalt, its surface cool and perfectly rounded. Its weight is satisfying, substantial in your palm. With slow, deliberate movements, You begin the meticulous task of arranging them by size and color. You place the largest stone precisely in the center of the table, feeling the subtle friction of its polished surface against the smooth chanta wood. The stone settles with a soft, almost imperceptible trinhenity. Next, you select stones of similar size, arranging them in a widening circle around the central piece. Your fingers move with unhurried precision, carefully assessing each stone for its subtle hue and perfect shape. One stone is a soft, muted gray, another a rich, deep brown with faint streaks of ochre, and a third, a pale, almost translucent quartz. As you place each stone, it makes a faint, delicate click against its neighbor, a tiny, precise sound that adds to the quiet rhythm of your task. The cool smoothness of the stones against your fingertips is a constant, grounding sensation, a delicate counterpoint to the warm lamplight. The air in the chamber is still, holding a faint, clean scent of mineral dust and the subtle, earthy aroma of the wood. You continue the arrangement, creating a precise, ordered pattern that mirrors the celestial order you observe in the night sky. The smallest stones, tiny, perfectly formed pebbles, are placed last, completing the outer rings, each one a miniature testament to the river's patient artistry. The entire process is a meditation, a quiet act of bringing order to natural beauty. The subtle glow of the oil lamp reflects softly off the polished surfaces, making them gleam with a quiet internal luminescence, a collection of tiny, captured stars. You lean back, allowing your gaze to rest on the completed arrangement, a quiet tableau of natural symmetry. The profound quiet of the chamber, enhanced by the focused work, invites a deep, restorative calm. The ordered arrangement of polished river stones, now gleaming softly in the lamplight, slowly fades from your immediate attention as you step from the contemplation chamber into a narrower, open-air passage. Here, the night air, cool and crisp, immediately brushes against your face, carrying a distinct, clean scent of ancient stone and the subtle, sharp aroma of distant pine from the higher slopes. The profound quiet of your private residence gives way to the vast, encompassing stillness of the mountain night. You walk slowly along a path of naturally weathered stone, its surface slightly uneven, yet firm and familiar beneath your alpaca-clad feet. Each step is deliberate, measured, the thick, soft wool of your robes cushioning your tread, making no sound. Your deep indigo robes, a comforting weight around you, drape elegantly, their silver threads now catching the ethereal glow of the high-riding moon, shimmering with a faint internal luminescence. You follow the winding path, guided by the soft, diffused moonlight that bathes the ancient stones, illuminating their subtle textures and the faint, almost invisible flecks of mica within them. The air feels incredibly pure, a cool, invigorating presence that gently awakens your senses. You approach a grand, ancient rock, immense and silent, its form rising majestically from the earth. This is a sacred place, a monumental stone carved with symbols that tell stories of the cosmos and the mountain spirits, worn smooth by centuries of reverence and the relentless touch of wind and rain. The moonlight, now brighter and more direct, bathes its colossal surface in a soft, silvery glow, highlighting its deep, powerful contours and the subtle, almost imperceptible undulations of its carved forms. The rock feels like a silent, powerful guardian, a tangible connection to the deep past. With unhurried grace, you extend your hands, allowing your palms to flatten against the cool, smooth surface of the carved stone. The coolness is immediate and profound, a delicate, refreshing sensation that seems to draw out any residual warmth from your skin. Yet, beneath the coolness, there is an underlying sense of vast, ancient stability, an unyielding presence that feels deeply grounding. Your fingers instinctively splay slightly, feeling the subtle, almost velvety texture of the polished granite, a fine grain that is both smooth and subtly resistant. You trace the sweeping lines of an ancient condor, its form abstract yet powerful, feeling the subtle indentations, the meticulous craftsmanship beneath your touch. The stone is incredibly dense, its weight a silent, unwavering anchor. The air around you is profoundly still, amplifying the subtle sounds of the mountain night. The distant, rhythmic chirping of crickets, a faint, consistent hum from the terraced gardens below, reaches your ears, a gentle, repetitive pulse that seems to weave itself into the very fabric of the vast silence. The cool, clean mountain air carries the faint, earthy scent of damp soil and the subtle, mineral aroma of the ancient stone, a grounding perfume that settles around you. You lean slightly against the solid, unyielding surface, feeling its immense, quiet presence through the thick wool of your robes. The cool smoothness permeates your palms, a steady, constant anchor in the vastness of the starlit night. You close your eyes for a moment, focusing entirely on the sensation of the cool, smooth stone beneath your hands, feeling its ancient, quiet strength. The rhythmic chirping of the crickets, a soft, natural lullaby, and the subtle coolness of the air combine to create a deeply calming sensation, a quiet surrender to the mountain's embrace. When you open your eyes, the starlight above seems to shimmer with renewed brilliance, a silent echo of the earth's profound peace. The cool, smooth surface of the sacred carved rock, where your hands had rested, slowly recedes from your immediate awareness as you step from the vast, open expanse of the mountain night into a sheltered, open-sided antechamber. Here, the night air, though still crisp, immediately feels softer, warmer, carrying the distinct, inviting aroma of burning cedar wood. The profound quiet of the starlit peaks gently gives way to a more intimate stillness, punctuated by the subtle, comforting presence of this fragrant warmth. You walk slowly across the meticulously fitted basalt floor of the antechamber, its surface cool and smooth beneath your alpaca-clad feet, each step cushioned and silent. The deep indigo of your robes, heavy and soft, settles around you with a comforting weight, their silver threads now catching the faint amber glow emanating from a nearby source. The air in this space, cool yet softened by a gentle heat, carries a rich, resinous scent that wraps around you like an unseen shawl. You move towards the source of this warmth and aroma, a finely crafted brazier, positioned centrally on a low, polished stone pedestal. The brazier itself is a shallow, wide bowl of hammered bronze, its surface gleaming with a muted, ancient luster in the dim light. Within it, carefully arranged cedar wood embers glow with a deep, persistent amber, radiating a profound, dry heat. From these embers, a thin, continuous plume of fragrant smoke rises, a delicate, ethereal column that slowly unfurls and drifts upwards, catching the faint light from the distant stars through the open archway. The smoke is not acrid, but sweet and profoundly woody, a clean, grounding aroma that fills the entire antechamber with its quiet presence. You observe the gentle, almost imperceptible dance of the smoke, its subtle twists and turns as it ascends into the cooler night air. A silent, graceful movement. You settle onto a low, wide bench, meticulously carved from dark, dense chanta wood, positioned to receive the gentle warmth from the brazier. Its surface, cool and smooth, offers a solid, grounding support beneath you. The thick, alpaca cushions, placed with care, yield softly, cradling you in a quiet, luxurious embrace, absorbing any lingering chill from the stone. The warmth from the brazier now washes over your exposed hands and face, a delicate, pervasive heat that feels deeply soothing, a welcome counterpoint to the cool night air that still whispers at the edges of the open antechamber. You feel the subtle tickle of the warm, cedar-scented air at the back of your throat as you inhale deeply, a cleansing, invigorating sensation that stills any lingering thoughts. The air around you is profoundly still, broken only by the almost imperceptible hiss and crackle of the burning cedar embers, tiny, rhythmic sounds that add to the pervasive sense of calm. The bronze of the brazier, warmed by the embers, emits a subtle dry heat that you feel radiating upwards, a constant, comforting presence. Your gaze drifts to the glowing embers, watching their slow, quiet consumption of the wood, a process both ancient and profoundly simple. The cedar aroma, rich and deep, seems to deepen with each breath, wrapping you in its protective, calming embrace. You remain, a silent observer, feeling the gentle, pervasive warmth and inhaling the sweet, earthy scent of the cedar smoke. The profound quiet of the antechamber, filled with these subtle sensations, invites a deep, restorative calm, a quiet surrender to the mountain's ancient rhythms. The lingering aroma of the cedar wood, a gentle, grounding perfume, settles around you, inviting a deep and tranquil rest as the night deepens, a peaceful preparation for the long, silent vigil with the stars. The gentle, pervasive warmth and sweet, resinous scent of burning cedar from the brazier now fully envelop you as you settle deeper into your cushioned seat within the open-sided antechamber. The night air, still cool at the edges of the space, feels pleasantly softened here, carrying the subtle, grounding aroma of the wood. The faint amber glow from the embers, a quiet, flickering presence, casts long, dancing shadows that soften the sharp edges of the stone walls, bringing an intimate warmth to the air. You reach for a thick, intricately woven blanket, which had been draped over the back of your chanta wood bench. It is crafted from the finest baby alpaca wool, its natural, undyed fibers, a soft, creamy white, interwoven with delicate patterns in muted ochre and deep indigo, reflecting the earth and sky. As your fingers make contact with the fabric, it feels impossibly soft and plush, its dense pile yielding gently beneath your touch, a luxurious comfort. There is a satisfying, substantial weight to the blanket, a promise of deep warmth against the mountain chill. You draw it closer, feeling the soft wool glide smoothly across the deep indigo of your robes, a subtle, almost imperceptible rustle of fibers against fibers. With unhurried grace, you arrange the blanket around your shoulders, allowing its generous folds to settle, cocooning you in its profound softness. The thick wool drapes perfectly, its weight evenly distributed, creating a comforting pressure that seems to melt away any lingering tension. The faint, clean scent of lanolin, inherent to the alpaca wool, rises gently, mingling with the sweet cedar aroma from the brazier, creating a unique, deeply calming perfume that fills your senses. The blanket feels like a second skin, a protective embrace against the coolness of the night, a luxurious sanctuary of warmth. Your gaze drifts downward, drawn to the surface of the blanket, where the flickering amber glow from the cedar embers plays its subtle, silent dance. The light catches the intricate patterns woven into the wool, highlighting the delicate geometric shapes and the stylized representations of mountain peaks and celestial bodies. You watch as a small, luminous patch of light, cast by a particularly active ember, slowly shifts across a section of deep indigo weave. As it moves, the intricate threads seem to come alive, their texture subtly deepening, then softening, then re-emerging from the shadow. The movement is so gradual, so profound in its slowness, that it demands a quiet patience to truly perceive, yet it is utterly captivating, a gentle, hypnotic ballet of light and shadow. You extend a hand, your fingers gently tracing the raised lines of a woven pattern on the blanket, feeling the subtle variations in the texture of the wool. The intricate weave, a testament to generations of skill, feels exquisitely soft and dense beneath your fingertips, each thread meticulously placed. The warmth from the brazier, still radiating gently, permeates the blanket, creating a pervasive, consistent heat that soothes your hands. The profound quiet of the antechamber deepens, broken only by the almost imperceptible hiss and crackle of the burning cedar embers, tiny, rhythmic sounds that seem to underscore the stillness. The subtle play of light on the blanket surface, a constant, gentle ebb and flow, becomes a visual lullaby, inviting your thoughts to drift and settle into a tranquil rhythm. You continue to watch the silent, deliberate dance of light across the woven patterns, feeling the deep, settled peace that comes from observing such slow, unwavering beauty. The soft weight of the alpaca blanket, a luxurious warmth, and the gentle flickering of the ember light combine to create a deeply calming sensation, a quiet surrender to the mountain's ancient embrace. The intricate patterns seem to subtly shift, inviting a profound and tranquil rest as the night deepens, a peaceful drifting under the watchful glow. The deep, comforting warmth of your alpaca blanket, where the light had danced, slowly recedes as you rise from your cushioned seat in the antechamber. The lingering scent of burning cedar from the brazier gently fades as you step into a smaller, more utilitarian workroom, dedicated to ritual preparations. Here, the night air, cool and still, is softened by the gentle, unwavering glow of a single oil lamp, its amber light casting a focused pool upon a low, broad stone grinding table. The air carries a faint, dry scent of ancient stone and the subtle, sweet aroma of dried maize, a quiet perfume that speaks of reverence and sustenance. You move towards the grinding table, its surface a substantial, dark slab of polished basalt, cool and unyielding beneath your outstretched palm. The stone feels dense, solid, an ancient anchor in this quiet space. Your deep indigo robes, a comforting weight, drape elegantly around you, their silver threads subtly catching the lamplight, a quiet echo of the distant stars. You settle onto a low, wide stool, deeply cushioned with layers of exceptionally fine alpaca wool, dyed in a rich, calming charcoal gray. The soft fibers yield slowly beneath your weight, cradling you in a gentle, supportive embrace, preparing you for the meticulous task ahead. Upon the stone table, arranged with precise order, rests a large, shallow bowl woven from tightly coiled reeds, filled with dried maize kernels. These are not common kernels, but specially cultivated, perfectly formed golden yellow grains, reserved for sacred offerings. You reach out, your fingers making contact with the smooth, hard surfaces of the kernels. They feel cool and dry, each one a tiny, perfect sphere, a tangible representation of the earth's bounty. As you gently scoop a handful, they tumble and click against each other with a soft, delicate rattle, a whisper of their dry, unyielding nature. The faint, sweet, starchy scent of dried maize rises, subtle and grounding, filling the air around your hands. You carefully transfer a small amount of maize into the central depression of the grinding table, a shallow, circular basin worn smooth by centuries of similar work. The kernels settle with a soft, dry clatter against the polished basalt. Then, with unhurried grace, you grasp the heavy, finely polished basalt grinding stone, its ergonomic shape perfectly fitted for your hands. It feels substantial, its weight a comforting presence. With a slow, deliberate motion, you begin to press the grinding stone against the maize, moving it in a steady, rhythmic back-and-forth motion. The first contact produces a coarse, granular scrape, a delicate sound that echoes softly in the quiet room as the hard kernels yield, breaking into smaller pieces. You continue the rhythmic grinding, allowing your focus to narrow entirely on the precise movement of the stone, the subtle resistance of the maize beneath its surface, and the evolving sound it produces. The initial coarse scraping slowly transforms into a finer, more consistent whisper, a soft, hypnotic strode, as the broken kernels are gradually reduced to an exquisitely fine powder. You watch as the golden yellow maize slowly transforms, creating a delicate powdery film that spreads across the dark basalt surface, catching the lamp's amber light with a soft, muted glow. The air around you begins to thicken with the subtle, sweet, dry scent of freshly ground maize, a clean, wholesome aroma that speaks of transformation and purpose. The grinding motion continues, slow and steady, each pass of the stone a deliberate act of refinement. The powder beneath the grinding stone becomes progressively finer, feeling like soft dust, then like velvet, then almost like air, a silky, ethereal texture that promises purity. You pause, lifting the grinding stone to observe the perfect, consistent flour, now ready for the sacred ritual. The sweet, dry scent of freshly ground maize flour and the gentle lamplight of your workroom slowly recede as you step from the contained quiet into the vast, open expanse of the mountain night. Here, the air, now profoundly cool and crisp, immediately brushes against your face, carrying a distinct, clean scent of high-altitude flora and the subtle, sharp aroma of distant pine. The starlit sky above is an inky black canvas, blazing with countless, brilliant points of light, each one a silent beacon in the profound darkness. You walk slowly along a path of naturally weathered stone, its surface slightly uneven, yet firm and familiar beneath your alpaca-clad feet. Each step is deliberate, measured, the thick, soft wool of your robes cushioning your tread, making no sound. Your deep indigo robes, a comforting weight around you, drape elegantly, their silver threads now glimmering faintly, reflecting the ethereal glow of the high-riding moon. The air feels incredibly pure, a cool, invigorating presence that gently awakens your senses. You follow the winding path, guided by the soft, diffused moonlight that bathes the ancient stones, illuminating their subtle textures and the faint, almost invisible flecks of mica within them. You approach a wide, open plateau, a natural clearing high on the mountainside, where the ground is covered with a dense growth of mountain grasses. These grasses, hardy and resilient, stand tall and slender, their delicate blades swaying almost imperceptibly in the constant, gentle evening wind. You settle onto a low, wide, naturally smoothed stone, its surface cool and unyielding, yet offering a solid, grounding support beneath you. The thick alpaca cushions, placed with care, yield softly, cradling you in a quiet, luxurious embrace, absorbing any lingering chill from the stone. From across the expanse of the plateau, a soft, continuous whisper reaches your ears. It is the gentle evening wind, a delicate, unseen current of air, weaving its way through the high mountain grasses. The sound is a pervasive rhythmic shock, a continuous, soft rustle that rises and falls with an almost imperceptible ebb and flow. Each slender blade of grass, brushed by the unseen wind, creates a delicate, papery friction, a myriad of tiny whispers combining into a single, soothing chorus. You watch as the moonlight catches the swaying tips of the grasses, making them appear to shimmer with a quiet, silver luminescence, a silent dance against the profound darkness. The cool night breeze, gentle and steady, brushes against your exposed hands and face, a delicate caress that carries the faint, sweet scent of dry grasses and the subtle, mineral aroma of the ancient stone. You breathe deeply, feeling the crisp, pure air expand in your lungs, a refreshing sensation that stills any lingering thoughts, inviting a deeper sense of peace. The rhythmic whisper of the wind through the grasses becomes a hypnotic presence, a soothing, repetitive sound that seems to draw you deeper into the profound calm of the mountain night. Your alpaca robes, warm and dense, provide a perfect cocoon against the chill, while the vast, starlit sky unfolds its silent grandeur above. You close your eyes for a moment, focusing entirely on the continuous, rhythmic whisper of the wind through the grasses, feeling its gentle, consistent vibrations settle deep within you. The sound is a constant, unwavering presence, a natural lullaby from the vast, open world. When you open your eyes, the stars seem to burn even brighter, their distant light a silent echo of the wind's soft song. The profound quiet of the mountain, broken only by this delicate, natural rhythm, invites a deep, restorative calm, a quiet surrender to the night's ancient embrace. The world settles into a peaceful, unhurried rhythm, inviting a deep and tranquil rest, a gentle drifting under the watchful stars. The profound quiet of the starlit mountain night, where the wind whispered through grasses slowly recedes as you step from the open air into the hushed, contained warmth of your inner sanctum. Here, the deep, pervasive darkness of the chamber is gently pierced by the soft, unwavering glow of a single ceramic oil lamp, its amber light casting long, tranquil shadows that stretch across the polished basalt floor. The air, cool and still, carries a faint, clean scent of ancient stone, mingled with the subtle, warm aroma of burning oil, a quiet perfume that invites deep stillness. You move across the meticulously fitted basalt floor, its surface cool and smooth beneath your alpaca-clad feet, each step cushioned and silent. Your deep indigo robes, a comforting weight around you, drape elegantly, their silver threads now absorbing the soft lamplight rather than reflecting the distant stars. You approach a low, finely carved chanta-wood table, its dark, polished surface gleaming softly in the lamp's amber light. Upon this table rests the ceramic oil lamp, its presence a quiet anchor in the profound stillness. You settle onto a low, deeply cushioned stool, its thick alpaca fibers yielding slowly beneath you, cradling your form in a soft, supportive embrace, a perfect place for quiet observation. Your gaze settles on the lamp itself. It is a vessel of finely crafted, unglazed terracotta, its surface smooth and earthy to the touch, worn soft by countless seasons of use. A delicate woven wick, carefully trimmed, rises from a pool of pure llama fat oil, its tip holding a small, steady flame. The flame is a profound, deep amber, not harsh or bright, but soft and luminous, casting a gentle, pervasive light that fills the immediate space. You observe the tiny, almost imperceptible dance of the flame, its subtle waver and flicker, a constant, quiet movement that is both hypnotic and deeply calming. A faint, almost inaudible hiss or crackle rises from the wick, a delicate, rhythmic sound that quickly dissipates into the profound quiet of the chamber, a tiny sound of gentle consumption. You lean closer, allowing your hands to rest on the cool, smooth chanta wood of the table, feeling the subtle vibrations of the room, the deep stillness. The warmth radiating from the lamp's flame is delicate, yet pervasive, a subtle heat that brushes against your exposed skin, a welcome counterpoint to the mountain's cool night air. The air around the lamp carries the rich, clean scent of burning llama fat, a natural, grounding aroma that is both comforting and deeply authentic to this mountain dwelling. You breathe deeply, feeling the subtle warmth and the clean, woody scent expand in your lungs, a refreshing sensation that stills any lingering thoughts, inviting a deeper sense of peace. Your gaze remains fixed on the soft, flickering glow, watching the long, dancing shadows it casts on the rough-hewn stone walls. These shadows, constantly shifting, seem to breathe with a quiet, ancient life, transforming the familiar contours of the chamber into something fluid and dreamlike. The light catches the subtle textures of the alpaca cushions, highlighting their deep, soft pile, making them appear even more inviting. The profound quiet of the inner sanctum deepens, filled only with the soft, rhythmic hum of the lamp's wick and the subtle, pervasive warmth it creates. The flickering light, a constant, gentle presence, becomes a visual lullaby, inviting your thoughts to drift and settle into a tranquil rhythm. You continue to watch the silent, deliberate dance of the flame, feeling the deep, settled peace that comes from observing such slow, unwavering beauty. The soft glow of the ceramic oil lamp, a contained, comforting light, and the gentle warmth it radiates combine to create a deeply calming sensation, a quiet surrender to the mountain's ancient embrace. The soft rhythmic hum of the oil lamp and the subtle warm aroma of its burning oil slowly recede as you step from your contained inner sanctum into the cool, open air of your private courtyard. Here, the profound quiet of the chamber gives way to a deeper, more expansive stillness, punctuated by a delicate, almost imperceptible sound. The night air, cool and crisp, immediately brushes against your face, carrying a distinct, clean scent of ancient stone and the subtle, damp aroma of earth, a quiet perfume that invites a profound sense of peace. You walk slowly across the meticulously fitted basalt flagstones of the courtyard, its surface cool and smooth beneath your alpaca-clad feet, each step cushioned and silent. Your deep indigo robes, a comforting weight around you, drape elegantly, their silver threads now glimmering faintly, reflecting the ethereal glow of the high-riding moon. The air feels incredibly pure, a cool, invigorating presence that gently awakens your senses. You follow the path, guided by the soft, diffused moonlight that bathes the ancient stones, illuminating their subtle textures and the faint, almost invisible flecks of mica within them. You approach a section of the courtyard wall where a small, intricately carved stone niche reveals a hidden spring. Within this niche, water from deep within the mountain perpetually collects in a shallow, polished basalt basin. The basin's surface is perfectly smooth, cool, and unyielding, reflecting the faint moonlight like a dark, liquid mirror. You lean closer, your gaze drawn to the very source of the spring, a tiny, almost invisible fissure in the stone from which the water emerges. The air around this spring feels noticeably cooler, carrying a distinct, clean scent of pure mountain water and wet stone, a refreshing, grounding aroma. From this hidden source, a single, perfectly formed droplet of water detaches itself. It hangs for a moment, glistening with captured moonlight, before falling with an almost imperceptible plink onto the surface of the collected water in the basin below. The sound is incredibly delicate, a soft, resonant whisper that echoes subtly in the profound quiet of the courtyard. It is a precise, rhythmic sound, a natural chime that is utterly consistent, a gentle, repetitive pulse that seems to weave itself into the very fabric of the night. You watch as the tiny ripples from the droplet's impact expand slowly outward, catching and distorting the soft, diffused moonlight, creating a silent, shimmering dance on the water's surface. You settle onto a low, wide bench, meticulously carved from dark, dense chonta wood, positioned to offer a clear view of the spring. Its surface, cool and smooth, offers a solid, grounding support beneath you. The thick alpaca cushions, placed with care, yield softly, cradling you in a quiet, luxurious embrace, absorbing any lingering chill from the stone. The rhythmic plink of the dripping water becomes a hypnotic presence, a soothing, repetitive sound that seems to draw you deeper into the profound calm of the mountain night. Your alpaca robes, warm and dense, provide a perfect cocoon against the chill, while the vast, starlit sky unfolds its silent grandeur above. You close your eyes for a moment, focusing entirely on the continuous, rhythmic drip, feeling its gentle, consistent vibration settle deep within you. The sound is a constant, unwavering presence, a natural lullaby from the heart of the mountain. When you open your eyes, the starlight above seems to burn even brighter, their distant light a silent echo of the water's soft song. The profound quiet of the courtyard, broken only by this delicate, natural rhythm, invites a deep, restorative calm, a quiet surrender to the night's ancient embrace. The world settles into a peaceful, unhurried rhythm, inviting a deep and tranquil rest, a gentle drifting under the watchful stars. The delicate, rhythmic plinks of water from the hidden spring in your private courtyard slowly recedes as you step into the contained quiet of your personal divination chamber. Here, the night air, cool yet dry, is softened by the gentle, unwavering glow of a single oil lamp, its amber light casting long, tranquil shadows that stretch across a low, finely carved chonta wood table. The air carries a faint, dry scent of aged wood and the subtle, earthy aroma of ancient seeds, a quiet perfume that invites focus and stillness. You move across the meticulously fitted basalt floor, its surface cool and smooth beneath your alpaca-clad feet, each step cushioned and silent. Your deep indigo robes, a comforting weight around you, drape elegantly, their silver threads subtly catching the lamplight, a quiet echo of the distant stars. You approach the chonta wood table, its broad, dark surface polished to a deep, muted sheen that absorbs the lamplight with a soft glow. The wood feels dense, substantial, a steadfast anchor in this quiet space. You settle onto a low, deeply cushioned stool, its thick alpaca fibers yielding slowly beneath your weight, cradling your form in a soft, supportive embrace, preparing you for the meticulous task ahead. From a small, intricately carved wooden box, its surface smooth and cool to the touch, you carefully withdraw a collection of small, polished seeds. These are not common seeds, but specially selected specimens, each one perfectly formed and imbued with ancient significance, gathered from rare mountain plants. As you lift the box, its weight feels surprisingly dense, a collection of tiny, ancient anchors. You gently pour the seeds onto a polished obsidian tray, its surface a profound, inky black, placed centrally on the chanta wood table. The seeds tumble out with a soft, delicate clatter, a gentle, musical sound that quickly dissipates into the profound quiet of the chamber. They spread across the dark obsidian, a diverse scattering of muted browns, deep reds and pale creams, each one gleaming faintly in the lamplight. You reach out, your fingers making contact with the cool, smooth surfaces of the seeds. Each one feels incredibly tactile, polished to an exquisite, almost liquid smoothness, yet possessing a subtle, individual texture. You select the largest seed first, a dark, almost black orb, its surface cool and perfectly rounded, substantial in your palm. With slow, deliberate movements, you begin the meticulous task of sorting them by size and color. Your thumb and forefinger gently separate a pale, almost translucent seed from a cluster of darker ones. The subtle friction of the seeds against each other and against the smooth obsidian creates a faint, delicate shh, a whisper of their quiet movement. You continue the sorting, allowing your focus to narrow entirely on the precise movement of your fingers, the subtle resistance of the seeds, and the evolving patterns they form. Each tiny seed, whether a rich, deep red or a soft, earthy brown, is carefully assessed for its subtle hue and perfect shape. As you group them, placing each one into its designated cluster on the obsidian tray, it makes a faint, delicate click against its neighbors, a tiny, precise sound that adds to the quiet rhythm of your task. The cool smoothness of the seeds against your fingertips is a constant, grounding sensation, a delicate counterpoint to the warm lamplight. The air in the chamber is still, holding a faint, clean scent of mineral dust from the obsidian and the subtle, earthy aroma of the seeds, a grounding perfume. You observe the subtle play of light on the intricate patterns emerging on the obsidian tray, a precise, ordered arrangement that mirrors the celestial order you observe in the night sky. The smallest seeds, tiny, perfectly formed specks, are placed last, completing the outer rings, each one a miniature testament to nature's patient artistry. The enclosed quiet of the divination chamber, where the polished seeds had rested, slowly gives way as you step through a narrow, stone-arched passage into the profound chill of the pre-dawn mountain air. Here, the deep, clear blackness of the night sky, still ablaze with distant stars, is gradually softening, yielding to a pervasive gray-white shroud that clings to the mountainside. You step onto the uneven, naturally weathered stone of the highest terrace, feeling the rough surface cool and slightly damp beneath the thick wool of your alpaca robes. Each step is deliberate, measured, the soft, dense fibers cushioning your tread, making no sound. Your deep indigo robes, heavy and luxurious, settle around you with a comforting weight, their silver threads now absorbing the faint, diffused light rather than reflecting the brilliance of the stars. The air here, profoundly cool, carries a distinct, clean scent of damp earth and the subtle, sharp aroma of wet stone, a quiet perfume that speaks of the mountain's ancient breath. As you approach the edge of the terrace, a fine, cool dampness immediately brushes your exposed skin. It is the morning mist, thick and ethereal, clinging to the mountainside, a delicate, almost liquid veil that slowly, softly caresses your face. You close your eyes for a moment, allowing the cool, almost imperceptible touch to settle, feeling the tiny, invisible droplets condense on your eyelashes. A refreshing, cleansing sensation that seems to awaken the very surface of your skin. The mist feels incredibly soft, a pervasive, cool caress that dampens the fine strands of hair at your temples. When you open your eyes, the familiar grandeur of the distant peaks is gone, swallowed by the pervasive gray-white shroud. The world beyond the terrace edge is a soft, indistinct blur, a silent, swirling ocean of mist that seems to absorb all sound, muffling the distant murmur of the Urubamba River to an almost imperceptible hum. The mist itself appears to move with an extraordinary slowness, its ethereal currents shifting with a gentle, unhurried grace, revealing and then re-obscuring the subtle contours of nearby rock formations. The light, still muted, filters through the dense mist, creating a soft, diffused glow that removes all sharp edges, all harsh contrasts, leaving only a tranquil, homogeneous gray. You rest your forearms on the low, wide balustrade of polished granite, feeling its cold, slick surface beneath the thick alpaca wool of your sleeves. The stone is incredibly smooth, its chill, a delicate counterpoint to the warmth of your robes. A single, perfectly formed dewdrop clings to a slender blade of hardy mountain grass that sprouts from a crevice in the stone, glistening with a soft, internal light, a tiny, perfect sphere of captured mist. You watch it, unmoving, as it trembles almost imperceptibly with the subtle currents of the air, yet remains steadfast, a tiny, resilient beacon in the soft, enveloping fog. You breathe deeply, feeling the cool, damp air expand in your lungs, a refreshing, almost invigorating sensation that stills any lingering thoughts, inviting a deeper sense of profound peace. The air carries a faint, clean scent of wet stone and damp earth, a grounding perfume that settles around you, mingling with the subtle, green aroma of the mist itself. The silence here is absolute, a deep, encompassing quiet that seems to wrap around you, broken only by the almost imperceptible drip of condensed moisture from an unseen overhang, a single, rhythmic sound that quickly fades into the pervasive stillness. The cool, damp touch of the mist remains on your face, a constant, gentle caress, a soft, ethereal blanket that obscures the world. You stand, a quiet figure in the swirling gray, feeling the profound peace of the mountain's embrace, patiently awaiting the sun's silent, gradual unveiling of the world from its soft, ethereal shroud. The cool, damp touch of the morning mist on your face, where you stood on the highest terrace, slowly recedes as the first subtle rays of dawn begin to filter through. You remain on your secluded mountain overlook, but the profound gray-white shroud that enveloped the peaks is now thinning, revealing glimpses of the vast, deepening sky. You lift your gaze, drawn to the western horizon where the moon, still luminous, hangs with quiet majesty. Around it, a soft, ethereal halo of light, a delicate ring of diffused silver, shimmers faintly against the pale, emerging blue of the pre-dawn sky. This halo, a subtle refraction of moonlight through tiny ice crystals high above, appears as a delicate, almost ghostly presence, a silent crown adorning the celestial orb. The air, though still cool, feels lighter, carrying a distinct, clean scent of thinning mist and the subtle, sharp aroma of distant, wet pine. You watch with unhurried attention as a thin, wispy veil of clouds, almost transparent, slowly begins to drift across the face of the moon. The movement is so gradual, so profound in its slowness, that it demands quiet patience to truly perceive. The moon's halo, initially clear and distinct, now begins to soften, its ethereal edges blurring as the delicate cloud threads pass before it. The light that filters through the cloud veil becomes even more diffused, a softer, more muted silver, creating a delicate interplay of light and shadow against the pale sky. The cloud itself, a delicate, almost weightless presence, seems to float with an extraordinary grace, its ethereal currents shifting with a gentle, unhurried flow, slowly embracing the moon. The air around you is profoundly still, amplifying the subtle sounds of the waking mountain. A very faint, almost imperceptible whisper of wind rustles through the hardy, low-lying grasses that cling to the rock formations nearby, a soft dry that quickly fades. The distant murmur of the Urubamba River, a constant companion, is still further away, a barely audible, continuous hum that adds to the pervasive sense of quiet. You breathe deeply, feeling the crisp, pure air expand in your lungs, a refreshing sensation that stills any lingering thoughts, inviting a deeper sense of peace. You observe the slow, deliberate fading of the moon's halo, its luminous ring gradually dissolving into the soft, diffuse light of the cloud veil. The moon itself, though still visible, appears softer, more distant, its sharp contours gently blurred by the ethereal threads of moisture. The subtle play of light and shadow on the cloud's surface, a constant, gentle ebb and flow, becomes a visual lullaby, inviting your thoughts to drift and settle into a tranquil rhythm. Your thick alpaca robes, warm and dense, provide a perfect cocoon against the chill, while the vast, unfolding sky above slowly transitions from the deep indigo of night to the pale, pearlescent hues of pre-dawn. You close your eyes for a moment, focusing entirely on the sensation of the cool, crisp air on your face, feeling its gentle, consistent caress. The profound quiet of the mountain, broken only by the subtle whispers of the wind, invites a deep, restorative calm, a quiet surrender to the night's ancient embrace. When you open your eyes, the moon's halo has almost completely dissolved, its ethereal light now fully absorbed by the thin veil of clouds. A gentle, silent transition into the deeper stillness of the coming dawn. The world settles into a peaceful, unhurried rhythm, inviting a deep and tranquil rest, a gentle drifting under the watchful sky. The moon's halo, now a barely discernible shimmer behind the thin veil of clouds, finally gives way to the deep, enveloping darkness as you gently settle into your prepared sleeping platform. Here, within the cool, hushed confines of your private chamber, the ancient mountain air seems to hold its breath around your resting form. You draw the thick, intricately woven alpaca blankets higher, feeling their immense, comforting weight settle over you. The dense, soft wool, a blend of natural creams and muted earth tones, cocoons your body, creating a profound sense of warmth against the mountain's pervasive chill. Your head sinks gently into the plush alpaca pillow, its yielding softness molding perfectly to your form, supporting you in a quiet embrace. The fine fibers of the wool, exquisitely soft, brush against your cheek with a delicate, almost imperceptible caress, a luxurious comfort that deepens your sense of repose. Your body, now fully at rest, feels entirely supported by the layers of soft alpaca and the solid, cool, chonta wood platform beneath. The deep indigo robes, which had been a comforting weight, are now carefully folded at the foot of your platform, their silver threads subtly absorbing the profound darkness rather than reflecting any light. The air in the chamber is utterly still, a cool, dry presence that surrounds you without movement, without disturbance. It carries only the faintest, clean scent of ancient stone, mingled with the subtle, natural aroma of the alpaca wool, a grounding perfume that settles deeply around your form, inviting a profound sense of peace. You become acutely aware of the profound stillness of the ancient mountain air that surrounds your sleeping form. It is a stillness so deep, so pervasive, that it seems to press gently against your skin, a delicate, unseen presence. There are no drafts, no discernible currents, only an absolute quietude that seems to absorb all sound, all motion. Even the distant, rhythmic chirping of the crickets, which had been a soft lullaby on the terrace, is now completely muted, an almost imagined echo in the vast, encompassing silence. The coolness of the air, a constant, delicate touch, is a gentle reminder of the mountain's presence, yet it is tempered by the profound warmth of your blankets, creating a perfect balance. Your breath, slow and even, is the only sound you perceive, a soft, rhythmic whisper that seems to deepen the surrounding quiet. You feel the subtle rise and fall of your chest against the soft alpaca, a gentle, continuous motion that becomes a hypnotic pulse. The profound darkness of the chamber is absolute, broken only by the faintest, almost imperceptible glow from an unseen crack in the stone, a tiny, distant pinprick of light that seems to shimmer with its own internal energy, then gently fades, leaving only pure, velvety blackness. The cool, still air, an ancient, unwavering presence, seems to settle even deeper around you, a soft, protective embrace that cradles your form in its timeless peace. You feel utterly suspended within this quiet embrace, a profound sense of weightlessness settling over your body. The deep stillness of the ancient mountain air, a constant, gentle presence, wraps around you, inviting the deepest, most restorative rest. You drift, held in the quiet, cool embrace of the mountain, ready for the profound peace of sleep, the profound stillness of the ancient mountain air, which had gently embraced your resting form, now deepens further within the hushed confines of your private chamber. Here, nestled securely on your sleeping platform, the absolute quiet seems to press gently against your very being, a soft, unwavering presence that absorbs all sound, all movement. You lie perfectly still, enveloped by the immense, comforting weight of your thick, intricately woven alpaca blankets. The dense, soft wool, a blend of natural creams and muted earth tones, cocoons your body completely, creating an unparalleled sense of warmth against the pervasive coolness of the mountain stone. Your head rests deeply into the plush alpaca pillow, its yielding softness molding perfectly to the curve of your neck and head, supporting you in a quiet, luxurious embrace. The fine fibers of the wool, exquisitely soft, brush against your cheek with a delicate, almost imperceptible caress, a continuous, gentle comfort that deepens your sense of profound repose. The chamber is steeped in an absolute velvety darkness, so complete that it seems to absorb even the faintest residual glimmer from the silver threads of your robes, which lie carefully folded at the foot of your platform. This darkness is not empty, but rich and full, a soft visual silence that invites the eyes to simply rest, to cease all effort. The air, cool and dry, surrounds you without movement, without disturbance, carrying only the most subtle, clean scent of ancient stone, mingled with the faint, natural aroma of the alpaca wool, a grounding perfume that settles deeply around your form, inviting a profound and pervasive peace. Within this encompassing quietude, your awareness begins to settle inward, drawn to the most fundamental and consistent rhythm of your own being. You notice the faint, rhythmic pulse of your own breath, a delicate, internal whisper that now emerges from the profound silence. Each inhale is a soft, almost imperceptible drawing in of the cool, clean air. A gentle expansion within your chest that lifts the blankets with a subtle, slow rise. You feel the cool air trace a path down your throat, a refreshing sensation, before it warms deep within your lungs. The sensation is one of quiet nourishment, a continuous, effortless intake of life. Then each exhale follows, a slow, gentle release, a soft, almost liquid sigh that settles your body deeper into the plush comfort of the alpaca. You feel the subtle, consistent pressure of the blankets against your chest and abdomen as your breath slowly, gently recedes, a delicate motion that is both rhythmic and deeply calming. The sound of this internal rhythm is so incredibly faint, so profoundly quiet, that it is barely an auditory sensation. Rather, it is a subtle, continuous vibration, a soft, internal shoal that seems to resonate from deep within your core. It is a sound of absolute presence, a quiet anchor in the vast stillness. You focus entirely on this delicate, rhythmic pulse, allowing your mind to simply observe its unwavering consistency. The coolness of the air as it enters, the warmth as it departs, the gentle, unhurried rise and fall of your chest. Each element is a soft, repetitive sensation that guides your awareness deeper into a state of profound rest. The thick wool of the blankets, a luxurious weight, presses gently against your body, enhancing the feeling of being cradled, utterly secure. The profound quiet of the ancient mountain, a powerful, unwavering presence, now feels entirely integrated with the soft, steady rhythm of your own breath, creating a perfect, harmonious stillness that invites a deep, restorative sleep. Every soft inhale and gentle exhale becomes a deliberate, calming wave, guiding you further into profound tranquility. The faint, rhythmic pulse of your own breath, which had gently anchored your awareness within the profound quiet of your chamber, now begins to soften, its distinct edges blurring as you drift deeper into a state of serene repose. Here, nestled securely on your sleeping platform, the ancient mountain air, an unwavering presence, seems to become one with the stillness within you. You lie perfectly still, enveloped by the immense, comforting weight of your thick, intricately woven alpaca blankets. The dense, soft wool, a blend of natural creams and muted earth tones, cocoons your entire body, creating an unparalleled sensation of profound warmth against the pervasive coolness of the mountain stone. Your head rests deeply into the plush alpaca pillow, its yielding softness molding perfectly to the subtle curve of your neck and head, supporting you in a quiet, luxurious embrace. The fine fibers of the wool, exquisitely soft, brush against your cheek with a delicate, almost imperceptible caress, a continuous, gentle comfort that deepens your sense of absolute stillness. Your body, now completely at rest, feels entirely supported by the layers of soft alpaca and the solid, cool chonta wood platform beneath. The deep indigo robes, which had been a comforting weight, are now gently settled at the foot of your platform, their silver threads subtly absorbing the profound darkness, rather than reflecting any light. The air in the chamber is utterly still, a cool, dry presence that surrounds you without movement, without disturbance, carrying only the most subtle, clean scent of ancient stone, mingled with the faint, natural aroma of the alpaca wool, a grounding perfume that settles deeply around your form, inviting a profound and pervasive peace. The profound darkness of the chamber is absolute, a velvety blackness so complete that it seems to have a texture, soft and deep, absorbing even the faintest residual glimmer. This darkness is not empty but rich and full, a soft, visual silence that invites the eyes to simply rest, to cease all effort, allowing the inner gaze to turn inward, towards a vast, serene expanse. Any lingering whispers of the day, any fleeting thoughts, now gently dissipate, dissolving like smoke into the encompassing quiet, leaving only a profound, internal spaciousness. You feel a gentle loosening in your brow, a softening around your eyes, as all tension simply melts away, absorbed by the deep stillness. The cool, still air, an ancient, unwavering presence, seems to settle even deeper around you, a soft, protective embrace that cradles your form in its timeless peace. You feel a subtle, almost imperceptible sensation of floating, a gentle buoyancy as your body sinks deeper into the soft support of the alpaca. This sensation is not one of movement, but of a profound, effortless settling, a quiet surrender. The warmth of the blankets, a consistent, gentle heat, seems to emanate from within, a deep, internal glow that spreads through every limb, every muscle, inviting a complete and utter relaxation. Each soft inhale and gentle exhale, now barely perceptible, becomes a deliberate, calming wave, guiding you further into profound tranquility, into a vast, silent expanse that is entirely your own. You drift, effortlessly, into this boundless internal quiet, a space of pure, unblemished calm. The soft weight of the alpaca, the gentle coolness of the air, the profound darkness, all melt into a single, continuous sensation of deep, undisturbed peace. You are held, utterly secure, within the heart of the ancient mountain, surrendering completely to the vast, silent expanse of your own inner tranquility. A gentle, pervasive invitation to the deepest, most restorative sleep.